Oh, hello everybody. How are we all doing today? Webcam check. How are we now? There we go. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, webcam check. Yeah, my face is nice and orange. Hello, everybody. Hi, Silver. Hi, Sorry. Hi, Heineken. Hi, Slayer. How's it going? Don't worry, it was a technical issue. Because of that thing that happened with the Jing Ran reaction video, I've been having a few issues with recalibrating all my audio. So there you go with that one. And for some reason the chat box is not appearing in. Why is chat box? Hello? Chat box? That hat, where did it go? It's too warm to wear the hat, I'm afraid. It is so warm. I cannot wear that hat. I can't. I will literally, I'll die of dehydration. I'll sweat that much. It's that bad. Yeah, Lantern guy got the webcam mic. I don't even know what it was. I think it was my webcam mic, but it was posing as this microphone. Because it was all fine, and then it just happened out of nowhere. Like, it was so weird. I didn't even tweak anything with it either. It was so weird. Hello? Okay, there's audio input on that. So we need to copy that. Copy that. Hello? Hello, hello, hello? Yep, and then we need to copy the webcam. Paste the webcam in here. Like that. And then the overlay. I'm just going to reposition it to be in line with the internet, so it's a nice smooth transition. All right, just making sure that we are good to go. Application audio capture. I'm assuming that is thingy, right? Yeah, okay. That's VLC. What a weird thing that was. What a very weird thing that was. But anyways, we've got N-State Matrix to do today. Because, you know, it had to come out on a Friday, right? But I'm happy. I'm happy that we get to do something here. So, yeah, Cheese has been buffed. Or rather, you know, got 2 vigor temporarily. Hi, White Rabbit. How's it going? I'm honestly just going to try and do Yang Yang. I've been learning her rotations, right? And I use Rebecca as a sub DPS for now. Yeah, look. You see here. See here, right? That arrow there. That means she's temporarily got a 2 vigor buff. It's not even it's not even proper. Oh. It's annoying. It's annoying. I don't know why they just didn't do that. Obviously, it's to buff certain resonators to, like, I don't know. 2 energy Chisa temporarily. Obviously, it's to cater to, like, the meta of the Matrix, right? God, that cheese skin is so hot, man, guys. It's so hot, genuinely. It really is. All right. So my rotation is this. So I just pop a bit with the Yang Yang, and then I go straight onto Chisa, right? Because I've switched to Rejuvenating Glow, so I do need to get, like, the Havoc Bane Infliction. Then I pop the ult. And then I pop the thing. Make sure I get a bit on Rebecca, then pop her ultimate, so the timing doesn't go down. Now I need to get Rebecca's outro skill quickly. Thanks, I lost the 50-50. Alright, now, immediate Yang Yang. To get the most out of that, then yes, this is the skill I want. This is the heavy attack I want, yes. 1,000 fucking pigeons! And then use up a Forte, get the 2 blades, and then do it again. Oh, if the 3-cost target dies, everything dies. Okay, cool. At least I got her, yeah, I suppose so. 120 pulls. 120 pulls. Again with the Rebecca rotation, right? Use her ultimate. Oh, that dodge helps. I guess do a Toon Break as well. Quick enemy. Hurry up, I'm losing buffs. Melt! Melt, my pretty! Do it again! Do it again! Alright, then back to Chisa. Kill! Oh, we haven't done it yet. We haven't done it yet. Crap. We still got another. Obviously, you know, my Yang Yang's only S0R1, so it'd be cool to not have to use a different team, right? Just do it with the Yang Yang. She is, after all, she is the focus unit of this tower. Okay. No, that's not the one I wanted to do. Yo, sorry with the 4 months. Thank you, man. Ah, I'm so close. Ah, I'm not going to do it, unfortunately. Thank you for the 4 months. Thank you. Could this really be love? Did the sound come up, by the way? By the way, just asking. Did the sound come up? Did the sound actually play?
Long time no see, Rover.
No. Oh, I know. It's because I'm on WuWa. That's why. Hang on. What I'll do. Turn off the window capture. Internet. Audio output. Audio output capture. So it captures the whole desktop. Like that. There. Okay, so now. Hopefully. What's a webcam? I swear I should be turning off the audio on this one. Okay. No. Okay. Okay, well, we'll play the notification again.
Could this feeling be love?
There you go. Yo, sorry. Thank you for the 4 months, man. Thank you. Thank you. There you go. You got your notification. It might just be a bit quiet, though, now. Let's just... Actually, no, it should be fine. Okay. I mean, one team. Friggin' solo Hiyuki, I guess. Unless I have to do... Oh, I actually have to fill in a team. Okay, fair enough. It doesn't matter, man. Honestly, what am I doing? It doesn't matter. I've literally got, like, a tiny sliver of the boss's health left. Just wasting time. Bye-bye, reactor husk. Bye-bye. 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 Okay, time to get onto the real shit now. Here we go. Right, so what have we got? The resonant skill damage will come in handy for my Carlotta team. Score multiplayer. Cool. Okay. Right, so I don't even use Camellia anymore. I will be honest. I only use the teams that I know I'm going to get over 5k points in. So we'll start off with that. Yeah, okay. Start off with Carlotta. Oh my god, Carlotta in 2026? No way, chance. No way, Jose.
Still recognize me.
Alright, you say focus the 3 cost. I'm going to do that.
Diminishing war with time.
But like, literally, Shawkeeper has become so rare to play.
Witness the art's true form.
So rare to play now for me. Literally, she only appears in Matrix.
I'm so tired. My compliments.
My Carlotta is S2 as well, just saying.
You will yield.
Carlotta is S2.
Mine.
Hang on, excuse me. Let me just make sure you're in line. Thank you.
Still recognize me. Oath from the heart. Loading. Astral modulation. Insta-painting. Artem Veil.
Alright, Jeje. Unleash the paint. Bruh. Knocked me out of my skill. That's gonna cost me. It knocked me out of my skill, the bastard.
My compliments. Surrender.
All I need is 5k points for this team. All I need is 5k.
In the name of the Montelis. Still recognize me? Ordained.
If I get past this round, hopefully. Wait, I've killed the 3 costs and the 1 cost is still here. Heineken, you lied!
Insta-painting.
You're a liar! You've casted me.
Capture the spark.
Liar!
Brilliance lights the way.
Alright, use the stage 1 ult on that. 10 subs, you can get 80k with 10 teams.
A new era awaits.
Now that is a challenge right there.
Oath
That is a challenge right there. 80k is crazy because don't think I can. Challenge accepted though. We'll see what I can do. I don't know if I have 10 teams. That's the problem. I don't know if I have 10 teams. And it has to be like an average of 8k per team. Okay. Well, if that's the case, I do have S6s. It's only Imeth and Thingy though. Okay, if that's the case, then I have to do Camellia then. I have to try and do Camellia. Do I use Shawkeeper for anybody else? No. Okay. Right, next up is Camellia then. That. My Camellia is also S2. Yeah, having Camellia on this is crazy. Last time I used Camellia was donkeys. It was ages ago, man.
Stay behind me. Lotus pervade. A change of perception.
Reborn from ancient roots.
Bruh.
It's getting fun. Feed my blood.
Okay.
Self-deceivers. Grafting. Suffer.
Come on, do damage, Camellia. Do damage, please. No. Please do damage, Camellia, please.
Leave it to me. Stay calm. Loading.
Go, 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 go.
Astral modulation.
Stay behind me. Shackles be gone.
Bruh.
Bloom from ashen shell.
Bruh, I'm just waiting for this dude to finish its fucking cycle.
Run. Keep the dance going.
Great, no crit.
Sour.
I hate that I can't get Shawkeeper's, intro skill. Enhanced intro, right?
Leave it to me. In war with time.
Stay behind me. Frozen blockade.
About to do something. Yep. Of course it grabbed me, man. Of course it grabbed me. Come here, bitch.
A change of perception.
Great, it's actually screwed up my rotation.
Sprout of budding seeds.
Yeah. Eat that, bitch. And then just don't take damage.
Harder.
That's the thing with Camellia. She's so funky. No, I didn't even get Ephemeral off. Get real, man.
Oh.
Okay, that's 2 teams. Wait, hang on. I need to check if I need to check if my Zhang Liao has still got it all, and if my Yinlin still got it all. Pin this for later, yeah. I'll do that. Because obviously my Electro Rover took a bit, right? Let's have a look.
The experiment begins.
Nope. Rebecca took one thing off of this guy. So I can't really use it. The thing is, I wasn't planning on using him anyways. Chang Li and Jin Shi maybe. Yeah, Yinlin got taken as well. Oh my god, why does she have so... Oh yeah, she exchanged a few things. Okay, that's fine. We will do Changli, Jinshi, and Shorekeep. No, I can't use Shorekeep anymore. Verena then. It's gonna be shit. It's gonna be shit. But, hey ho. I was thinking maybe Phoebe because she buffs heavy attack. But I don't have Zanny, you see. I mean, I could go Spectro Rover. Or I could go Electro Rover, actually. I mean, I do have S2 Peeb. Yeah, I'll go Electro Rover. I just need to make sure that he has his stuff, right?
Everyone.
Which he doesn't.
We head toward our shared future, leaving the past behind.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to do this because I know I've literally got a crit damage sword on, but I just need to get it on. Yeah, this is terrible. Yeah, keep that. Okay. Quick swap. I can't do that. I don't know how to quick swap. Well. Chisa 2 Vigor, yeah, but I'm going to be using Imuth. Lene Mornier. Demo resonators? Can I use Zanny? No? Okay. Okay, then we will just have to go Verena then. We'll just have to go Verena. Oh, Verena, man. I didn't think I'd be using her again. Resonance skill. Inflicted by negative... Oh, no, that's like 40%. Yeah, no, I'll go with that. This is going to be terrible. I know I'm supposed to use Moonlit on him. But the thing is, his concerto efficiency is really bad. I'm not even kidding. His concerto efficiency is dog shit. It's actually really bad, guys. I'm not even kidding.
Together we stand.
Phoebe! I'm using Phoebe in the big 2026. I can't believe it. Alright, let's get Verena going. Haha.
Fruit of evergreen. Bask in the sunlight.
Can't believe I'm using Peeb in the big 2026, you know. Alright, let's just get his ultimate going. I mean, 83k for a quick rushed rover is actually not that bad, I'll be honest. Because I'm pretty sure that this dude's gonna get a new set, right?
Sentinel protects me. Mover, be my salvation.
At least I'm hoping so, right? Spectral is... Yeah, I know. I know.
Path is arduous.
But the plan is that they will fucking die. Thank you.
In the name of Imperator, fruit of evergreen.
Plus, I'm just trying to fill out that 10-team quota, you know?
Everything.
I know it's resistant to Spectral. Fucking hell. Alright. I've got it. I've got the funny move now.
Astrite from the shadows. No hesitation. Keep it together.
Sentinel protects me. Judgment time. Together we stand. Purified.
Because this Phoebe outro skill is actually busted. She does so much damage.
Crystals.
Because it is
Give
S2.
me strength.
But I'm pretty sure that this dude is going to get their own Echo set and weapon soon, right?
Fruit of evergreen. Bask in the sunlight.
Thunderous aftershock.
Just do damage.
Flashing shadows.
Yep. That's all I can do. That's all I can do for that. It's whatever, man. It's whatever. It's adding to it. It's adding to it. Okay, so that's 3 teams now. So I've got Frolova, I've got Hiyuki, I've got Imeth, I've got Cartathea. I still need 3 more teams. Yang Yang. 2 more teams. Okay. Okay. We will do... I can't believe I'm doing this, man. Jinshi, Changli, and... Well, actually, no. I think that's only... Mortify, right? No, that's heavy attack damage. I don't really have any ready-made resonance skill buffers, I'm not going to lie, guys. That can be used anyways. I mean, I've got Denia, but, like... As soon as Qing Zhao comes out... But no, they'll act as, like, two DPSs. And the resonance skill works. So, let's go. They both are res skill damage, so. Honestly, all you need to do is put Molten Rift on her. And you'll be fine.
Triumph through sacrifice. No need to dwell on it. Beckon the divine flame.
Leave it to me. I can use some fertilizer. Bask in the sunlight.
She's actually bullet helling me right now.
Together we fight.
It's a shame, actually, because I've got the really nice Jinshi skin, you know?
Banish all
I
violence.
bought it when it released.
I like Chun too. So be it. Let it end.
200k, to be honest, from Jinshi right now. I'm fine with that.
Mind's eye. Take form. Who's the caged bird now?
Sever. Bloom. Fruit of evolution. Life is in everything.
I believe it is the best skin as well in the game. It's just such high quality.
Strike is one. So be it. Worry not. Sacred
Fleur de Lis is actually going ham on me right now, man. 300k! An Imeth skin would be lovely, I'm not gonna lie.
Sever. Beckon the divine flame. Sever. Take form.
Leave it to me. Fruit of evolution. Back
Tune
to
break
the sun.
Verena.
Together we fight. Thunder guide us.
Good crit on that.
Evil be cleansed.
No, it didn't crit! Oh.
Together revenge. Take form. Feathers and sinews. Who's the caged
Ult me.
bird now?
Oh, I think I got that off just in time.
Eons of
Okay,
time
2,800.
land.
Okay, so. Just to fill out the quota, I think I need to do it, right? I've got no more healers, though. And I don't have Wuthering built. I don't have Wuthering built either. Oh, no. Oh, no, guys. We are stuck. Demo. Oh, it's Wuthering demo. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, fair enough then. Reslib. Yeah. I don't know how to play Wuthering. And the thing is, my Yinlin isn't built either, so I'm probably just going to have to use demo Yinlin as well. I mean, I don't have much on Yinlin anyways. My Zhang Liao isn't built, so I'm just going to use a demo Zhang Liao as well. Fuck it, we're going full demo, man. Full demo, let's go. All this for 10 subs. But you know what? If it happens, it's worth it.
Your force back at you. 5 thunders have spoken. Demons perish. Spirit, I command. Kuro, I got this.
This is my first time playing Wuthering, by the way.
Tear them to pieces.
Fucking hell, Fleur de Lis is actually on demon time right now. Can you stop chucking swords at me?
Variable elimination. Disruption. Conditions up. All shall reveal itself.
I hope Yinlin's on either Moonlit Clouds or Empyrean Anthem here. Alright, Reactor Husk, he's fusion res.
All evil.
Right, brilliant.
Heaven's thunder awakens.
Ghost! Vanish!
Thunder. Spirit, I command you. Ow. Fierce and light boy.
Tear them to pieces. Crush them. You'll pay for this.
Nice. I love that. I love that as well.
Get lost. My field of
Variable elimination. Pierce through the stars.
Well, I'm not doing much damage, I can't lie, guys, but it's better than an incomplete echo set.
Reconfiguration.
By heaven's mandate. Yeah, catching you up. Thunder commands. Hell tremble.
What do you expect from a trial team after all?
them to pieces. You're not getting away. My field of expertise.
I shouldn't have done that yet, but whatever.
Time to wrap it up.
Variable elimination. Complete overhaul. Very confined within.
Go, 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 go!
Reconfiguration.
Okay, I got some of the skill. I got some of the skill, I guess. 1,600. Okay, how many teams is that? This is number 6 now. So, Frolova, Cartathea, Imuth, Hiyuki. Oh my god, wait, no. I want, wait, hang on. Oh wait, no, this is number 6. Okay, yeah, we're fine. We will do Frolova next. So we're actually getting onto the good stuff now. Oh, that's fusion damage, though. You know what? No. I'm going to do this, actually. Res skill. Because the majority of my damage comes from Frolova's enhanced Scarlet Coda. She is S3, you know.
Heed the echoes. Chant.
Let's go!
Of old.
Fucking rush him!
Tornado nuclear. Mamma mia.
There he is! Fucking rush him!
Take a breath, right here. Engulfed by sea's venom. Pull from the abyss. Surrender to it. To sunken
I was waiting for that.
Oblivion. Symphony of life. Cadence. Pulse.
Lucilla works good with the blind guy.
Preparatory beats. Begin. Witness. Blossoms in wind. Aerial stunt. I'll warm up the crowd.
Quick! Treasure chest, let's go!
Mamma mia. Avanti. Figure out. Performance.
I'll keep you company. Hip, sink.
Cantarella went fully black then. What the hell was that?
Forth in fury.
Ensemble. Symphony of life. Ictus, ready. Preparatory beats, begin. The soul never entombed. Aerial stunt, I'll warm up the crowd. Senses show. Mamma mia, avanti, figurati. The world is our
Yeah, Cantarella is really good. She buffs res, skill damage, and heavy attack. I mean, not heavy attack, sorry, res, Havoc. Jesus Christ, I'm locked in right now. She buffs Havoc and res skills, so she's like perfect. And if you put Empyrean Anthem on her,
annihilation.
even more damage buffs.
Absolute futility. Cadence, halt. Witness.
Alright, round 2.
Blossoms in wilt. Aerial stunt.
And that's all she wrote. Okay, 10,000. That's good. That's good. It makes up for some of the other teams. Okay, next up, Kartathea. I can use... Oh, hang on. If I'm using Kartathea and Hyuki, that means I need to use Aero Rover. Aha, there is a problem. There is a problem. I've only got 2 cheeses. Now again, if soy sauce was here, this would be different. I might have to use Baija as like a placeholder. Because obviously my cheese is supposed to go to both Yang Yang. Oh yeah, no, I'll use Motifi for Yang Yang. My cheese is supposed to go towards Yang Yang, Hyuki, and Kartathea. The thing is, who needs Chisa the most? Yang Yang and Hyuki. Or Yang Yang and Kartathea, rather, because my Hyuki's S6. So who could I use for S6? Hyuki? I could probably do Wuthering again, right? Yeah, so I'll use Wuthering for Hyuki, and I'll use Chisa for this team. Alright, negative status and Havoc Bane. Yeah, I was going to say, the only reason why I'd use Chisa with Hyuki is because of the Havoc Bane. The damage buff.
Be gone, wicked souls! Eye of unraveling. Threads converge. Dismantle. Cutting through the numbers. A pivotal moment. Flicker into form. To pieces. For watching.
I know I don't use the right echo on Chikona, by the way, but it's just for convenience sake.
A grand now presenting a poem of finale. Perish.
They're all scattered all over the place.
Oceans. Bow before me. Gales purify.
These enemies aren't coming together.
Sounding the death knell. Exonerate. My blade. Purge all evil.
But if I'm going to go after one, it has to be the 3 cost, right?
Blink. Flicker into form. Structural collapse. Break apart.
This dude keeps running away.
Deconstructed. Dead center. Thanks for watching.
Then again, I'm already on like 4k points.
Let the show begin. Collapse. Heavens, descend. True form revealed at last. Pale calmness. Atonement. Windstorm.
Come on, do damage. Do damage, Cartathea. Do damage.
Such is madness. Lifeline blocked. Dismantle. This ends here.
I can get through this bastard.
Come. Meet your end. Stress points mapped. Thanks for watching. Overture.
Wasting time on this friggin' this enemy.
Trio of destiny.
Hopefully they're dead. No, they're not dead.
Purge the impure.
I just need to go into it. I need to go into ult.
Silence beckons.
If I can get 10k, that'd be great. Thank you.
Tides rise and crash. Salvation.
Okay. Another 10k.
The crown.
Right. Next up is what have we got next? So it's Spectro. Well, I don't have anything Spectro related yet. I'm not going to use Spectro yet. I'm going to use Lucy next after this. So we'll go Imeth. Imeth, yeah, because then the Husk is at the end there, so yeah. And Tune Rupture. Lovely, lovely stuff. Yeah, Linnea and Monia both have a skin, but not Imeth. No, 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 no.
Deploying force field.
Right, I just need to go straight into it because I need to get the Tune Rupture buffs going.
Order executed. Stars, hear my queries. Drive safe. Mark. Need a ride, sweetheart? Special delivery goes boom. Whirling up. From the sky. Come on.
Stars, line up tomorrow. End blow.
Light show the finale. Fire.
Order.
Blade cleaves the night.
Peril.
I'm locked in right now, guys. I really am. Apologies if I'm not interacting in chat.
Thunder.
Body.
Bruh, it knocked me out of my goddamn big damage heavy attack, you bastard. Eat 2 million damage, you prick.
Assuming master control. Leave it to me. Attack.
Eat 2 million damage.
Maximum output.
Eat 2 million damage. You bastard.
Drive safe. Go over.
No! No, 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 I'm restarting. I'm restarting, I'm restarting, I'm restarting. I'm restarting, I'm restarting. Don't you dare grab me like that, you bastard.
Feather drone. Come on, little one.
But now I'm not starting off with my heavy attack, so
Ready.
it is S6, yeah.
Processing initiating criticality protocol. Drive safe. That's all you got.
Brother, when 1.0 first came out, my least favorite boss was the Morning Ikes, man. I kid you not.
And call that my signature. Whirling up. Come on, little one.
Brother, of course he got tune broke mid-air, so he had to stay in mid-air for a bit, man.
Soul sing in harmony.
I see him about to grab.
Savior's victory. Break apart.
Sucks to be you, pal.
The world is mine to guard.
Objective. Log.
Knock me out of that. Die, bitch!
Tonight.
Oh, it was only 1 million this time.
Master control. Order
But I got my Monia things off this time, which is good.
Drive safe. Go over here. One more. Hey, where's the fire? Don't blink. You'll miss the best part. Whirling up. Feather drones assemble. Fly high.
Truth. Reach the cosmos.
Starlight over the seas.
Scorch through the void.
Heroes on. Lights up.
Limelights checked.
Oh god, I don't want to be using it on that, but I'm gonna have to.
Ready.
I don't want to be using this on it. Ugh.
Assuming master control. Access confirmed.
Alright, Fleur-de-Lis, let me walk over you.
Complete. Authorizing maximum output. Structure override initiated. Shake it up. Tie a bow and call that my signature. Early up. From the sky, smile.
I've just realised I've just realised Imouth has been on Fusion Burst mode the whole time. She's been on Fusion Burst the whole time. Oh my god. Oh, no wonder. How was I doing 2 million on Fusion Burst? Oh my god. Alright, let's do it again now.
Activating countermeasure.
Uh,
Mode engaged. Attack confirmed.
right, let's do this for real now. No wonder it was going slowly. No wonder it was going slowly, man. It felt like I wasn't shredding as much as normal.
Special delivery. Go boom.
No. I'm not having that. I pressed F. I pressed F. No, 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 no. Okay. Okay, okay. I think I need to start on Imouth. And then I get my enhanced attack, right? No, I don't. Okay. Cool.
Deploying force field.
So I'm just screwed.
In sight. Order execute. Authorizing maximum.
I'm trying to, you know, W key these bosses, right? Didn't even get the outro. Monia, come on.
I'm just don't blink. You'll miss the best part. Not done fighting yet.
Okay, hang on. This is the run. I actually hate this fucking boss, by the way. I hate Morning Eggs. I've never liked it. I've never ever liked it. Mia is literally a better Morning Eggs. There we go.
Attack formation. Hover modules.
Literally. Mia literally uses your model and she is better. You are a dickhead.
Processing
I hate this boss, man. I hate this boss with all my heart. When I tried to do the hologram, way back when in 1.0, it was literally hell. You have no idea how many times I had to attempt it.
One more. Need a ride, sweetheart? Special delivery. Go boom.
Die, bitch.
Early up. Fly high.
That's more like it. That's the damage numbers I want to see. That's the damage numbers I want to see.
Burst in light. Starfall. Heroes on. Lights up. Limelights. Check.
That's better. It's almost dead already. That's better. Ooh, 2.5 million. Take that, you big floppy bastard.
Leave it to me. Locked in. Attack confirmed.
That's what I wanted to see.
Drive safe.
Alright, we're on to Fleur-de-Lis already. I'm actually glad that I noticed that I was on Fusion Burst Imouth the whole time.
Feather drones assemble. Come on. Stars. Light up tomorrow.
Return.
Break apart. Starlight over the seas. Scorch through the void. The world is mine to guard. Objective lost.
The more you learn, yeah.
Body limit unlocked. The same
Fleur-de-Lis?
rises.
You are dead. What? Only 1.5 million?
Assuming master control.
Boo.
Guidance ready. Order executed. Authorizing max.
Boo.
Structure override initiated. Check this out. That's all you got. Woo! Woo! Okay, where's the fire? Tie a bow and call that my.
You know how I noticed that she was in Fusion Burst mode? Because her forte bar was different.
Come on, little one.
Right, I definitely need to get my enhanced attack to this guy.
Light show of the finale! Fire! Souls sing in harmony?
To the Savior's victory! Cluster cannon ready.
Right, fusion res. Let's see what he does. Still 1.1 mil.
Assuming master control. Processing complete. Initiating criticality protocol.
Dude's just out here, just retreating.
Drive safe. Yo, over here. Mark.
20k, you know.
Special delivery. Gold boom. Whirling up. Heroes on. Lights up.
Yes, and I just got a bit of that skill as well. Beautiful. 21k. The credit card rises. Okay, do we use Yang Yang next? No, I'm going to use Lucy next. I'm going to use Lucy next. The thing is, Tune Rupture, right? It's not hack. It's not hack. Would the tune break still work? Because it's tunability shifting, not hack shifting. But tune and rupture damage, I suppose, right? Like, echo skill? Heavy attack? Echo skill damage? Well, not really. But the heavy, if it was that, then I'd just do this, right? Because it's 20% total damage. Actually, no, I'm going to do the tune break one because I've got Mornier, which means I'm going to be tune breaking a lot. I believe I've got S2 Lucy as well. Wait, hang on. Team 9? I'll be missing out a team. Oh, God. Wait. Yeah, I calculated it all wrong. Actually, hang on. If this is Team 9, I've got 2 teams left. Which means I need to go like full fucking balls to the wall now. I can't even do that. So yeah. No, not Chisa. Do I do Chisa? Balls to the wall? Because I'm only going to probably be able to do Lucy. But then again, Havoc Bane. No. Okay. I will do Wuthering again. I'll do Wuthering, and then I will test out both Yang Yang with Chisa, and then, yeah, whatever. See which team is better. If not, then I'm going to have to restart, right?
Keep this up.
Oh yeah, shit. I didn't select the right buff. Yeah. Thank you for letting me know. Almost.
Keep this up. Your days are numbered.
Does that mean I have to go back to like somewhere where I use the shit teams and then just
Spirit, I command. Thunder commands. Hell tread.
Oh god, I might have to restart the whole thing. Or can I just not count the first team that I did?
Memories take shape.
Hot sexy ass ultimate, go!
Take shape. I protect all that I have.
Too late to escape. Take your final.
Time to go, Hyuki!
Rest now.
Boom! Boom! Melt! Get melted, pal!
Follow my moves if you can. Keep this up.
Get one more.
Roam above the inferno.
gazing at the snow.
By heaven's mandate. Yeah. Heaven's thunder awakens. Ghost vanish.
Vanish!
Spirit, I command you.
Memories take shape. Look at the camera.
Whoops.
Illusions
I messed up the skill there, but we're fine.
Step forward. I witness every edge.
You should have run. Let there be snow. Swirl. Brittle snow, fading blue. Evanescent morning dew. Vanish. Dissipate. Rest now.
This dude takes no fucking damage, by the way.
All is spoken. This vessel I offer.
Deities, hear my call. Wait. Five thunders have spoken. Demons perish. Quiet now.
Mediocre foes. Dismissed.
Hold the ult.
I inscribe. Gotcha.
Have I not been playing Hiyuki the whole time?
Witness.
What do you mean hold the ult? What do you mean hold the ult? Wait a minute, what? Okay, 70k. 10k points. I need 10k points in one team. Who do I do? All in, baby. No, all in, baby. All in on that. Havoc Bane, let's go. Yang Yang hopefully can get me 10k. The thing is, she's only S0R1.
Harness from the sword. Click. Down to the micron.
Thing is, there's no Havoc res on any of the bosses, so... Yeah, I might have to redo the Hiyuki one.
Meet your end. Flicker into form. Lightning bang! It's flat! Get ready for fireworks!
I've made it hard for myself because I miscounted the teams.
Time to go big! What's this? Eat this! Poison leaf! All down!
Alright, Yang Yang, let's go.
Strike the wicked! Ride the wind! Let the wind roar! Tempest! Sword expansion! Wind's return! Fall! Sounds flow! Flicker into form. Dismantle! This ends here. Cutting through the
Okay, I'm locking the fuck in for this now. I'm locking in.
moment. Lightning bang! Make him ready! Say your goodbye! Open wide! Seize the sound! Blade of righteousness!
Oh, okay, it did it.
Unbound. Silence his sound. Strike the wicked. Kill the lost.
Hang on, I can do this. Hang on. Hang on. Wait, it's done. It's done. I did it. I did it. Out of nowhere.
Feathers to blaze.
It just happened. 10k with S0R1 Yang Yang. Yes. I made it hard for myself and I still did it. Worth it, chat. Worth it. Just for the tension. Just for the tension, guys. Rebecca is... I really cannot wait for soy sauce, man.
Sever the discord. All world.
Rebecca is slightly annoying when it comes to rotations.
Ride the wind.
Go fucking hell, I got 15k on it. Let's see it. Return. 85k. Yes. We did it, chat. We did it. 10 teams. I didn't even need to do like Zhang Liao. I didn't even need to do him. Oh. Thank God for that. Thank God for that, man. Thank goodness. I didn't want to restart that. Give me all them rewards, every single one. Hooray! Yo, sorry. Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. 6-star memberships as well. Thank you very much, man. Oh, wow.
Could this feeling be
Oh, it's all coming now. You guys, you got to listen to it now. It's going to keep going through it. It's going to keep going. If it is.
Could this feeling be
Oh, no, there you go. Heineken's a member now. Congrats. Congrats, everyone that got memberships. You can now listen to my silly ass covers.
Could this feeling be love?
Oh, wow. Thanks again. Sorry. Thank you for that. It's way better than the friggin' the Hiyuki challenge, right? Way better than that.
Could this feeling be love?
All right. I am ready for Qing Zhao as well. Maybe not Echoes wise, but I'm so ready for her.
Could this feeling be love?
Right. Wuthering Waves is done for the day. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to do Matrix because now we've got some shit to watch. Some shit to do.
Could this feeling be love?
Where are we? There we are. It's actually
Could
been
this
somewhat
feeling
quiet
be
on
love?
It's actually been somewhat quiet on Twitter recently. Could this feeling be love? You're gonna get that 10 times now.
Could this feeling be love?
This is why End State Matrix is actually a decent endgame. Because you can just go as far as possible in it. I love it. Oh. Could this feeling be Ling Yang? Yeah. Could this feeling be Encore? Oh. Oh, dear. Yeah, before we get into it, England's performance on Wednesday was absolutely atrocious. I cannot believe that Thomas Tuchel threw the game away the way he did. That was an absolute disgrace. It was. It was an absolute disgrace from him. We got rid of Southgate so we could play attacking football, and then what does he do? He gives the team with the literal best player in the world, maybe in history as well, the team with that player in the world, all the space that they want. Nice. Ridiculous. But anyways, yeah, we should have got more aggressive. Like, the game plan was working until we made the sub. The game plan was working. We should have just stuck to the game plan. Because then we'd be able to reactively change, not proactively change it. But anyways, so we've got a bit to go through today. Twitter and videos. We've got like one Twitter thing. Again, Twitter's been really quiet over the past few weeks, which is nice, actually. I feel like because there's just nothing to do on Twitter anymore in terms of like slandering WuWa, it's, you know, all the same crap, that really nothing novel or original is coming out on Twitter anymore. And it's just the same old accounts. Like, guys, I barely see them anymore. I barely see them. It's crazy. It's actually so nice. It really, really is. And I've just gone back to my home instead. There we go. Yo, Truex, what's going on? I look kind of sleepy. I'm always sleepy, man. I'm always sleepy. But anyways, even if it's quiet, there is still always something going on. And before we continue, let's get some music on, baby. Yeah. Okay. And this comes from Kaito. Now, they are a lovely, lovely archiver of sorts, where they just document everything that's going on in the WuWa space, or the gacha space. And we have had a silly little drama, which, again, just proves how pathetic some people actually are. And that's probably going to be the title of this video. These people are pathetic, right? Because, again, this drama is literally not needed, right? All the time, people say, you know, the easiest way to, like, insult or make fun of people that, like, you know, suck Hoyo Games' toes, right, is to say that Hoyo invented the universe. Again, this can be applied to this tweet right here, because this says, Wuthering Waves versus Genshin Impact drama escalates. A dialogue line in Wuthering Waves' Yang Yang Combat PV sparked plagiarism accusations. What? What? From some Genshin Impact CN players, leading to mass comment spam and image attacks on Bilibili. Again, this is not English. This is not an English controversy this time. This is not Western. This is Eastern. Again. But again, it's still the same fan base. What on earth is that? I don't even need to look at the evidence. Guys, are we really attacking the game for saying the same thing? So what? Hoyo invented certain voice lines now. Is that it, right? Like, oh, hang on. So let's just say if a great philosopher in Genshin said, to be or not to be, and then someone in WuWa said that, oh, that's plagiarism from Genshin, guys. That's plagiarism, guys. Hoyo CN is way worse than Western, by the way. I agree. I agree. I agree. And yes, Spartan Traveler makes a good point, actually. I think I've not obviously got anything of the sort, but there has been, like, gore image exchanges between Genshin and WuWa communities, which is insane. Gore images. I don't know how bad it is, right? I don't know how bad it is, but exchanging gore? What the hell? What the hell? But anyways, yeah. They also said the following day, players pointed out similar dialogue between Genshin character and Wuthering Waves, reigniting the debate. The controversy has since fueled heated arguments across both communities. Both pages also locked their comment section set to subscribers only. Yeah, because you know how embarrassing it is that the literal admins have to, you know, lock the pages like that. Oh wait, no, yeah, sorry, I've got that image up. Don't worry, I've got that. So here's the timeline. Here's the timeline. So let's read it from top to bottom. It's a bit small, so I do apologize. Actually, let me just see if I can open it in a new tab and just scroll down. Right. There you go. At 11 AM on July 6th, Wuthering Waves released a combat PV for Yang Yang and Bilibili. One line of dialogue in the video was identical to a line spoken by Kazuha in Genshin Impact. Within 5 minutes, a massive wave of Genshin accounts flooded the comment section with gory graphic images of the character. Of Yang Yang. What the fuck? 5 minutes. What the actual fuck? These knee-jerk reactions assume that if Genshin used the phrase first, no other game could ever use it without it being labeled as plagiarism. In reality, the line is a quote from a Song Dynasty poem, and Genshin itself was merely referencing it, not originating it. Huh. What do you know, right? Feeling provoked, Wuthering Waves players retaliated that afternoon by posting similar attacks in Genshin's comment sections. As things escalated, the platform eventually disabled image uploads in the comments for both videos and restricted commenting to users who had been following for the account for at least 7 days. My god, man. This is terrible. I mean, obviously, you know, WuWa retaliated, the WuWa CN community retaliated in the same fashion, but you can't not knock the Genshin CN community for doing that. That is actually ridiculous. Like, what? Gore images of Yang Yang within 5 minutes? What the actual hell, man? But then came the most dramatic, hilarious, and ironic twist. The very next day, players discovered that a Genshin character also had lines nearly identical to Wuthering Waves' character. The kicker, the Genshin character released after Wuthering Waves' character! Oh my god! Rules for me, but not for thee. Or rules for thee, but not for me. Or whichever way you want to do it, right? Oh, wow. Well done, guys. You've really just made yourself look like class citizens there. Well done, guys. Wow. Wow, man. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, man. Yeah, the CN community is XJJ. Yeah, they are the worst group out there. Absolutely. They are literally like, guys, they are the worst group out there. Not even kidding. Like, they are so extreme. They are basically Hoyo extremists, right? And again, if you guys don't know, the ex-Chinese female rover voice actor was part of that group, apparently. Which was crazy, which is why she got fired, right? The phrase, hell upon my body, was actually first used by Wuthering Waves. To date, no exact match for this phrase has been found in Genshin. Players immediately started mocking the toxic Genshin fanbase for blowing completely baseless plagiarism claims out of proportion, only to be caught plagiarizing Wuthering Waves themselves. Again, I don't think it's plagiarism. Right? I honestly don't think it's plagiarism. Voice lines aren't plagiarism, guys. So, again, it's a pointless argument. Unwilling to back down, some delusional Genshin fans argued that the word hell had been used in Genshin before. No, you're taking the piss, right? You are taking the piss, right? So it couldn't possibly be plagiarism. Oh. As a Westerner, this is like watching a different species, guys. How can you argue that the word hell is coined by Genshin Impact? Or any game for that matter. WuWa, Genshin, HSR. Hell is hell. Hey. Do you want to go back to the actual origin of that word? Huh? I bet it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years older than Genshin Impact. Wow. Wow. Oh. But by that exact logic, since Yang Yang had used similar phrasing in a previous SP form, Wuthering Waves couldn't be plagiarizing either. Yeah, read books, guys, genuinely. In conclusion, this entire fiasco was a textbook smear campaign orchestrated by Genshin bad faith actors and toxic fans, followed by a justified counterattack from the Wuthering Waves community. Okay, justified is a bit sugarcoating it, considering that I don't think sending gore images is the right way to go about counterattacking. But still, that's actually ridiculous, man. That is ridiculous. Now again, this is more receipts, right? So Guys, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not Chinese, so I can't read this. But I think it's no, okay, hang on. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this is the evidence of sort of like the game account locking, right? All of them have been locked. All Hoyo's game and WuWa official account are limited to only followers who follow for at least 7 days can comment on Bilibili. As WuWa and Hoyo players attacking each other extremely started from yesterday. Yeah. I'm sure if you guys know Chinese, you'll be able to see that, right? I'm seeing up 7 there, so I'm assuming that's what that means. Can I find an up 7 anywhere? 7. There. Yeah, maybe. But it apparently started from this. I mean, I don't even understand Chinese, so this is like me watching. I don't know. I just don't understand it. Ah. Seriously? They're getting mad over that? Ain't no way, by the way. They tried to claim the arrow shot too. Bruh. What is this like trying to claim anything? Like, this isn't the Mongol Empire anymore. Oh, that. Okay. Bruh. Bruh. Anyone else feel that? Do you smell that? Oh, I'm smelling beta low IQ. There she is. There she is. I'm seeing this meme actually going to other places, which is crazy. Other people on Twitter are starting to say beta low IQ with the Siggy image. It's crazy, man. The beta low IQ is finally, you know, getting out there, right? I'm not going to do a poll because it's quite obvious that it's both, right? It's quite obvious that it's both. It's actually insane, though. It's actually insane how, like, these people just get away with what they do so easily. It's crazy, man. And here are some of the images. Now, obviously, these are blurred heavily, but as you can see, the image spam in the comments of Bilibili. It's crazy, look. Look at all these images. Assuming that all of them are gore or like, you know, like meant to be attacks. It's crazy. Look at that. 4 pages of images. It's insane. It's honestly insane, guys. I genuinely have like I don't know what to say. It's genuinely like it's really bad. It's really, really bad. Now again, this thread comes from this as well. Of course, it reached the English space, and of course, people just had to talk about it in a way where you're just exposing yourself to be silly. Very silly. So, and the MS will try to convince you that WuWa community is the toxic one, but every time there's drama between the two, it's always the Hoyo community starting it, lol. You're a bunch of pussies, right? In this case, it is the Hoyo community. And then, somebody replied with this. You can rely on WuWa cultists to not have any accountability, but facts are facts. It's the friggin' Cyberpunk Apex Legends collab. Oh, no. No. Saint probably did react to this bullshit a week ago, yeah, but I've not had the time to react to this bullshit until now. Yeah, WuWa started it by making a better game. That's right. Now, again, are we really, like, trying to compare this to sending gore images in comment sections? Like, hello? People are defending this by saying that's a skin. Like, it makes it any better. Like, it makes it any better. That shit is ugly. Okay, what I will say, right? The clothes are pretty good. But it's because of Axel's face. I play Apex, right? Guys, Apex Legends is my favorite first-person shooter. It is. I love it to bits. I rarely play it because I don't have anyone to play with. I used to play it with my friends. I got too good. They all stopped playing because the lobbies were too hard. And then, yeah, I just stopped playing. But the thing is with this is that it's true to form, sure, but it's because it's Axel's face. Obviously, they can't just change Axel's face. I mean, I'm for one saying that I am defending it, yes, because Apex does skins in a way where the face doesn't change at all. That's just how Apex does it. That's just how they do it, to be honest. So, I mean, skins are the #1 monetization practice as well. It's not like, you know, there's gonna be an actual playable Lucy character like a Legend in there, right? Panam's Loba skin, I got that on day one, my guy. I had not logged in for months. But as soon as that Panam Loba skin came out, oh, I just wanted to post. Hang on, you guys need to see this, man. Look at that. Look at that shit. Wait. Wait. I need a better image. There. Look at that shit, man. Look at that. Loba's my main as well. As soon as I picked up the game, Loba's been my main. So you know, it's actually really good. At least they did Panam justice, right? At least they did Panam justice. But no, again, you're comparing literal gore images to a fun little quip, right? Yeah, because she's ugly as hell. I want to play someone hot. You see what Marvel Rivals is doing? That's what I want. Hey, Marvel Rivals is not getting it wrong at all. They're not getting it wrong at all. Not beating the insecure allegations. Always have to attack other games to stay irrelevant. Yuck. Ironic. It's not about staying relevant. It's about me not wanting to play as the local crackhead. Can't talk about your own game without bringing other games. How utterly insecure. You know, that's all you can say, right?
Oh, you have to bring in other games. You can't talk about other games, otherwise you're insecure.
And then somebody replied with this. This is how dumb y'all Hoyo shows are, bruh. And yeah, let's have a look, shall we? This is Honked Kai. Oh, look, an Enfield player. The song copying Wuthering City. Again, when there's no music there. There's no music there. How can you comment on the song? There's literally no music, you larper, man. And again, let's not forget Arc Big Fan JP. Arc Big Fan JP. Let's not forget all these Twitter accounts that are dedicated to shit on Wuthering Waves, guys. Let's not forget that. Let's really not forget that. And again, just to hammer it home, right? Arc Big Fan JP. They blocked me, by the way, so you know I'm right. HSR 4.4 Story Quest Review. Story 10 out of 10. Gameplay 10 out of 10. Cutscenes 10 out of 10. Voice acting 10 out of 10. Music 10 out of 10. Boss 10 out of 10. Final score 10 out of 10. Don't we get accused of overly glazing? Don't we get accused for that? Overly glazing the game? But guess what, guys? Here comes the kicker. It's not even their screenshot. This is CG Inferno's stream, right? Guys, it's the exact same screenshot, look. Just for cross-reference. There you go. Again, guys, whatever social media platform it is, do not take these people seriously. Because at the end of the day, all they do is moan and complain and try and make money off of it. That's all they do. And that's all she wrote. Thank you all so much for watching. And that's all for Twitter.
I cannot.
I'm actually so excited to get into some of these videos, you know. Okay, so we've got, for the videos, we've got Marco Meatball 2 weeks ago, but still relevant. Stop killing games, but gachas, right? This is important. Open world gacha fatigue from the mighty Genazad. 3.5 is the best introductory story yet from Ryukyu. Big up Ryukyu, man. Big up to him. The lore and story of Silver Palace. If I'm going to start doing Silver Palace content, then I need to catch up on my lore. Why is it actually dark? And this. I don't know if I'll be able to get around to this. But this is, you know, the Candy Bug video from 2 weeks ago. Now, again, this is a divisive video. And I'll be going into it with an open mind. But, you know, coming like from an outsider looking in, right? But it will be on 1.5 times speed, so there's no way I'm watching it for 55 minutes. But anyways, yeah. Let's turn off the music now because we are indeed... Actually, no. Let me put a music on for my GX mods, right? There we go. Sounds, background music. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do the Psalm Noir. Right then. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a video from Marco. I have huge respect for Marco, man. The dude is genuinely such a good guy, man. I mean, and he's on a weight loss journey as well. So am I, but he's on a weight loss journey. He's doing so well, trying to better himself. And to be honest, what an absolute great guy, man. And again, he has reviewed many Wuthering Waves, you know, music tracks. He also reviewed Terraria Calamity mod music tracks as well. You know, I watched that as well because, you know, I like Terraria. I like the Calamity mod. But apart from that, right, Marco has put out a video glazing WuWa for 20 minutes. Now again, if there is criticism in here, then fair enough. I welcome it. But it says, gacha sucks, this game doesn't. Now, I'll be watching this in full, but if you do want to watch the original video without any pauses or breaks, video link will be in the description down below. Again, don't use my video as a substitute. Go watch his video. And yeah. The music isn't too loud, right, guys? Before we get into it. The music's not too loud, right? Yeah, Marco is actually doing an absolute cinnamon pose. Well, I'm assuming since nobody's saying anything. Yeah, okay, it's fine. I just had to listen back. Okay. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it.
I cannot tell a lie. When I first heard that Wuthering Waves was leaving Renesita and that whole arc and going to school, I was pretty concerned. Why do I have to play a game where we go to anime high school? But you know
Persona.
what? Now that we're leaving Star Torch Academy and this whole arc as we go to wherever we're going next, I have to say, it was pretty good. We have ourselves a couple matches that really shifted what I personally feel is the dynamic of Wuthering Waves.
Yeah, 3.0 was like the point where the game started to run, right? You know, 3.1, both stories were really good in their own way. 3.3, Denia, Segway, you know, the Cyberpunk story was great as well, all this stuff.
I am not embarrassed to recommend this game. Not to say that I ever was, but especially now, after everything that we've gone through with 1.0, which at this point, I don't even know what the point of talking about 1.0 is anymore, because 1.1 on is great. 2.0 had some falterings like we've talked about before, but in general, 3.0, I think, other than the Sigrika chapter, 3.2, everything else was
3.2.
And people love the Sigrika chapter as well. I personally didn't. I didn't at all.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, right?
I would have preferred to not do all that. And I think part of it was because I played it at 11 o'clock at night. I was kind of excited for the patch. I mean, there were parts of it that were important that we're going to get into that discussion later. I think that when we launch ourselves into 3.0, we have a totally different change of pace. And there was this desire clearly from Kuro Games to tell a more cohesive story without some of the standard gacha trappings of doing character quests and doing all that. And we had seen that a little bit in basically 2.5 on in the previous patch cycle. But I really think that it hit its stride. 3.0 was interesting because there was a lot of conversation around characters being there simply to sell the character in each patch.
Hey, let's not forget the 3.0 controversy with the Linnae glorified companion quest and the Monier glorified companion quest. Let's not forget about that. We won't forget. We won't forget.
Patch. And maybe we felt that a little bit in 3.0, but certainly that kind of shifted for me as we started to meet the rest of this Lahai Roy Star Torch Academy cast. You know, Lucilla, Luke, Hiyuki for the most part. You know, Sigrika was in there for a while. And then even Denya, we got her a patch, at least a patch before, if not more. And overall, I have to say that this arc has been really good. Imyth was an incredible experience. 3.2 is probably at this point my favorite arc of the entire game so far. And
yeah,
I mean,
same.
I think it's a really interesting
3.1 was an absolute masterpiece.
Constantly changing every 6 weeks. Gacha games, as they are constantly flooding us with new content, new characters, new this, new that, new that. But what's amazing is that 3.2 made me so deeply emotional. And frankly, I had never experienced that in a gacha game. Plenty of other gacha games I've played have been...
You know what I would give, guys? You know what I would want? I would give anything to just replay 3.1 like I'd never played it before. Replay it for the first time. I'd give anything for that, man.
Good, but have been sort of down here in comparison to many of the other gaming experiences I've had throughout, you know, essentially 30 years of my life, 31 years of being a gamer. I started playing gacha games about 4 years ago, and I've always been like, gacha games are good, but are they really that good? And Wuthering Waves with 3.2 was a solidifying moment for me where I was unabashedly like, hey, this is really good.
It's literally the reason why I sexed Imyth. That's the only reason why. It was because of the story.
About Rover. It's amazing to be on the sort of the content creator side of things and see everyone's opinions and various feelings and thoughts about this, that, and the other. You got the slander, you got the over glazers, you have, you know, the people that are neutral, you have the people that are more balanced, and everything in between. And it's been really interesting recommending this game. And I've been doing it wholeheartedly. Like, I really feel that Wuthering Waves has really come into its own, both in terms of its storytelling and also into its pacing, also into its updated graphics and UI design. Like, they're clearly trying to push the needle forward. And so you're asking yourself, well, Marco, what?
Yeah, the game's found its footing now. The game's found its footing, and it's now just simply a case of, can it keep running, right?
What is this video even about? And this video is about Wuthering Waves. How does it feel now in 3.0, moving to a new region and ending 3.0? How does it feel to be at the end of this Lahai Roy arc? And for me, and for those of you that are watching this who have played this game as much as I have, or even certainly probably more than I have, it feels really good. It feels like we're at a point where things are positive. Now, there's more to go. There's more to grow. There's more refinement when it comes to
exactly. The game's not perfect. The game isn't perfect now.
When it comes to making sure that characters are relevant and important, and we're not just introducing characters in a patch so that we feel the urge to pull them. And there's still this nagging thing for me with making sure that characters are really three-dimensional and really going on a full arc with us, and also like not forcing players to play through a story quest, which I don't know how to fix that. That's not my job.
Did Yang Yang have that? If that's what, if he's asking for that, did Yang Yang have that? I'd like to know, actually. Did he feel that Yang Yang had that?
Right, but like, there's definitely a part of 3.2. I'm sorry, this entire time I've been saying Amyth, well, 3.1. 3.2 with Sigrika, where I'm kind of good. And frankly, the entire arc of Lahai Roy and Star Torch and Aleph 1 and Denia even was shockingly good. And while it maybe was a little predictable, ultimately it felt like this whole arc had a really solid payoff, and the journey to it was worthwhile and interesting. And I would even say that Denia's story quest, Denia's segue, was in some ways more interesting and more impactful than the end of the Imyth saving her from Aleph 1, Lahai Roy. The 3.1 arc was so incredibly good that
yeah, I'd say so. I'd say 3.3 part 2 is better than 3.3 part 1. I think so.
Everything from here on out feels like it's going to be, until we find something that equals to that, is going to be compared to that experience. And I find that amazing because everything was firing on all cylinders. You thought you knew what was going to happen, and suddenly, boom, we're not even in the outro of the story yet.
Exactly.
2 hours.
Exactly.
Absolutely break you. It really
exactly, man.
3.1 was, hey, we're going to be taken seriously now. We've done
yeah,
a
not
great
for
job
cheesy
of
fans,
setting
no.
up this world and making it so it's compelling and interesting enough for people to come. It's not perfect, but we're going to try our damnedest to get as close to that perfect as we can. And I feel like 3.1 really delivered on that. Musically, too, it's been interesting because we've moved away from every single scene at the very end of a patch being a hype moment. And of course, we've got, you know, the Heart of Lahai Roy, and we have these other wonderful songs that have come out in Wuthering Waves in this 3.0 cycle. But there's been a lot more of that EDM push that I've been really happy with. Sigillium, that whole arc.
It was so good.
Just ravishing. Denia's music referencing Beethoven, amazing. That boss fight is a highlight. The children's like sort of playful singing, taunting music, amazing. Heart of Lahai Roy, I've listened to it a few more times. At first I didn't like it, and the more I listen to it, it's a great piece of
one of my favorite songs from Lahai Roy as well.
Great. I mean, like, there's nothing to complain about. You know, like, heavy hitters, we're clearly investing every single ounce of resource into producing something that is of a high quality. Again, 3.2, a big complaint spot for me, just because the pacing was really off, and in my personal opinion, I really did not like it. It just felt like it was just went on for forever with no clear, like, yes, I mean, the beats about, like, you know, perfection and fighting against yourself, like, I thought that was all good.
Yeah, that was mature.
There. In the end, it's hard because if you're not interested in a character, you can change, but in general, nothing that will be done within the story will actively change that experience. And I felt like that was definitely a really long period where I was like, okay, I'll take a little break from WuWa.
Plus, it didn't help that you know, that there was that event halfway through the story where you had to do that like event as well. Didn't help.
And not play actively. But then the rest of it has been amazing. And the Hiyuki stuff was just phenomenal. Honestly, if we're talking about characters, Hiyuki is probably one of the best characters in Wuthering Waves right now. I mean, just an amazing, fun, tactile, constantly thinking about what you're doing, never just easy mode, just an amazing character. And now in the...
It's ironic, actually, because that's how her ultimate, that's how her kit is.
Jinshi, Cardothea, Furlova, Hiyuki, Chisa. These are my favorite characters in the game, right, in terms of play style and play experience. And so, yeah, I'm really excited about these new characters that are coming up in this next section.
Ching Zhao, soy sauce. Soy sauce.
We're going to see Yang Yang again, and like just every character that has come out. It is so difficult for me because I just know that I'm going to pull every single one of them. They all look amazing, and
all gas, no brakes.
Gameplay issue where I don't like how the gameplay is. Even from aesthetic alone, everything I'm seeing coming up. And of course, I'm filming this before the 3.5 live stream. I don't know what to expect, and I am just so excited to go back to Huanglong to essentially get this redemption arc for what 1.0 was, which frankly to me is like a 6 out of 10 compared to where we are ending Lahai Roy, which is more like a 9 out of 10. To go back to that area, to reset, and to show an evolution, and also why are we going back? Like,
exactly.
It's really interesting.
There was an
But,
evolution.
like, to have an
absolutely.
evolution of these characters and to flip the script a little bit and continue on this journey of like, what is Rover doing now that Rover is starting to learn the truth? Where are we going from here? This is a very exciting time, and I can't help but feel exhilarated. And like, this is all without me even mentioning the Cyberpunk collab, the collab, which was so good. And frankly, seeing the enthusiasm for Wuthering Waves on my timeline on Twitter, for instance, was a joy for me. A person who's been here since before the game even released, before the betas, who is just been a fan of this game since the very get-go. I don't even really make that many videos about it, because what am I even going to say? Well, Wu was doing great. Oh, Wu was doing great. Oh, Wu was doing great. The first video I ever did about Wu was kind of a disappointment. It's irrelevant now. That's not even true. It's not even remotely true. And it's always going to have haters, and it's always going to have certain sides of its community that are kind of not great, just like every other game known to man. You know, absolutely. Like, oh, the WuWa community is one of the worst. They're all bad. They're all horrible in their own ways, and they have pockets of really good people too, but in general it's like you, Marco, like you. I mean, like, unfortunately, that's just gaming for you. It's not that WuWa's is particularly bad. There are people that you're going to associate with and you're going to connect with and understand, and there are going to be people that you don't understand and connect with, and that's pretty normal. But in general, like, do I wish it was a gacha game? No. Do I wish they got rid of the standard, you know, the 50-50, or brought back old characters or made it easier to get old characters? Yes. Yes. This is a tired conversation, and I continue to reiterate it, that I think 50-50 is doing harm to this game's potential reputation. I do think that having this be a... Well, if they got rid of the gacha, right? If Wuthering Waves was purely a game, the negative PR would be gone, right? Because that's the only thing holding WuWa back right now, is it's the fact that it's labeled a gacha game. As soon as that title, if that ever gets given up, right? Let's say if WuWa goes gacha free or whatever. If that ever gets given up, you have no idea the good PR that will happen. Because now, WuWa's no longer a gacha game. So, you know, other people will start to play it. People that don't like gachas, they'll play it. Gacha game is kind of forever a detriment to it. I do think that if they got rid of the gacha system, modified it, made it more player friendly, that I think people would be more inclined to try it. But unfortunately, that is not going to happen, and I don't expect it to happen. And I kind of just am, you know, it's wishful thinking though. I can only shout it to the rooftops that the gacha system sucks so many times. I definitely think it's a serious detriment to the game, because it's clear to me that Wuthering Waves wants to be bigger than it is. It wants to be more than a gacha game. Yep, with how much they're pushing it constantly. This collab, now they've been known to have great collabs with Devil May Cry, with PGR. I don't know how the Nier collab was when that was before I started playing, but like, it's very clear based on the Edge Runners and Cyberpunk devs CDPR how much heart and soul was put into that experience, and those that scene made me cry, man. Jesus Christ. And Wuthering Waves. So it's very clear that like Wuthering Waves really, plus look at all the decals for the bike and like, you know, the Resident Evil stuff and like all the, you know, the anime stuff, the Kaiju 8. There's clearly a desire for this game to be huge, to reach beyond the fence of the gacha world and go beyond it. Precisely, yeah. I don't know. I don't know that it can reach the widest possible audience, and maybe they don't need to. I don't think it can, purely because of it being a gacha game, right? This game is not made for like simple-minded people, whether that be children, whether that be, you know, people that are just picking up a controller for the first time, right? Or like a, you know, playing the first game. It's not really made for the people that don't understand the machinations of a keyboard or a controller, right? Because it's hard-ish in combat, right? You're not getting the most out of WuWa if you don't understand the combat to at least a certain degree. But I definitely think that if you want to push past that wall... Whereas Genshin, on the other hand, it's a lot easier to play. And it's less resource intensive on your computer, so more computers can play it. You know, it's easier to play. So again, that's why that's a wider net. But ultimately, they're both gacha games, so they both have that stigma about them. The Garden and really reach as many people as possible, well, a monetization model that is so restrictive and so predatory is going to be a huge hurdle. Now, clearly they don't
Yep.
need to worry about that, because clearly enough of us, including me, are paying money for these characters. And I
Yep.
think, it is what it is. But I really feel that there is a really, really concerted, a real strong concerted effort here from Kuro Games to be the best in the market. And I think that they can achieve that because I'm a huge fan of the IP and I'm a huge fan of the concept in the game and the gameplay and the experience. But in order to do that, what has to give? Now, there are people that love the gacha system because they enjoy the feeling of it. Well, that's a whole separate conversation. I also understand that.
I do like the feeling of it. Except, I like the excitement of it, but then losing the 50-50 and then realizing that you've just spent like 160 pulls is not nice.
People people recognize, and I understand it and recognize it as well, that kind of money coming in helps to make this game as good as it is.
Exactly.
As it stands right now.
Yep.
It is what it is. Am I excited for the future of Wuthering Waves? 1000%. Am I excited for the next half of 3.0? 1000%. Am I excited for what 3.0 was? 1000%. It was great. I really enjoyed all of these characters. And even though I didn't love Sigrika's storyline, I still thought that she was an interesting and kind of, a sad character when you really think about how many
it was sad,
friends
yeah.
she loses and cannot keep. And Imeth's storyline was incredible and really good. And Rover's development as an actual character was excellent, and I felt vindicated from so many times that I read that this character had no purpose other than to be a self-insert, which it's very clearly not.
Clearly not.
Conversation.
Clearly
Moving
not,
forward,
man.
Should there be more males in the game? I guess. I don't know. I don't have an opinion on this anymore. I give up.
Jingran!
Yes, probably should. It'd be great to have balance. They clearly know how to make cool male characters. So
Jingran!
But again, it's like, well, are people buying those characters? Well, if they're not, why would you make them? You know what I mean? So it's a thing beyond this video. But all that to say, like, I'm really, really, really happy with 3.0. And I think, like, in general, so much love and passion. I mean, look at what's coming now. Anime Expo has got Wuthering Waves. There's literally a concert tour.
The concert's on right now. And the Anime Expo, honestly, that went so well. The Anime Expo was an absolute blast for those that attended. I saw the clips. I saw everything, man. It did really well. And the concert is doing really well as well. Like 2 hours of just pure WuWa songs. Genuinely, I'm so jealous.
What, not 2 years into Wuthering Waves' life cycle, and that's touring, although they do need European dates because there are Europeans who play Wuthering Waves. That's a separate conversation as well. Wuthering Waves is in a great spot, and
go to Manchester, Etihad Stadium for the concert or Co-op Live, something, man.
I'm consistently excited for what's coming next. Do I want everybody to play this? Yes. Will they? Questionable, but I think the Cyberpunk collab did a great job at
give it a try, yeah.
Kuro on the map for a lot of people that may have maybe looked down on this game or been hesitant to try it. So that was an amazing move. And also, what a wonderful collab. I mean, and to use the music from Cyberpunk and Phantom Liberty. I'll never forget the moment that we were in the elevator, in the tram, listening to Never Look Back, which is one of the best, most intense tracks in Cyberpunk, and hearing that in this conversation with Lucy, and it felt maybe not quite as meaningful as that conversation with Songbird and Phantom Liberty, but it still had some serious stakes. That was awesome. The writing has been great. There was a period of time where you only got like the great part of the patch at the very end of the patch, where it was like, whoa, this is great. And then the rest of it was just a lot of conversation that I could have done without. But the pacing has been infinitely better. And I'm just really excited for what they're doing because they're clearly working hard. Hey guys, Marco from the future here after finishing the segue and watching the 3.5 live stream.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm so excited for Wuthering Waves, even more so now, going back to Huanglong, going into Mengzhou, and experiencing this beautiful jade modern architecture, Eastern Chinese flair. The characters look amazing.
Oh, yes.
It's so cool to be reunited with our past crew and experiencing these connections that we haven't seen now in 2 years. But I'm really feeling like this is the vindication of 1.0, where a lot of us probably felt
That's
like
what I said. That's what I said. I said this, man. People that enjoyed 1.0, people that listened in 1.0, probably going to be so happy with this story. And again, I was I was.
where the game was going to go, if the game was even going to be able to maintain itself. And so now to go all the way back to that and have it with this clear effort is really something. I thought that the segment with Lucilla was really well done, and I thought that it ended this Lahai Roy arc unbelievably well. Like, it really felt like it tied up the whole thing in a package, in a bow, and it really delivered, especially that final moment where we, you know, yes, the story was about Lucilla, but it was also about the individual characters that we have come to know. I found that the first half was kind of slow, to be honest, but I felt that it really delivered on some of those promises. We got Alto back. We also got that connection to the Black Shores, and how, like, Star Torch is a direct pathway to the Black Shores and to all these other things that these students can do, not just to be synchronous, not just to have one purpose. I also thought that Lucilla in general was a really, really, really interesting character. In the end, she wasn't just a beautiful woman that was just there for our needs and wants, but also she actually had
needs and wants, you say,
insight and her own philosophy. And I loved that this entire segue really focused on her. And these segues have become so good.
Yeah, it did.
Because the segues are actually in some ways even more compelling than the main story. Because, like, the segues are that bridge to whatever's happening next. And I think, like, they're done extremely well as a connective tissue rather than a character story. Again, it's hard because if you don't like a character, then you may not be invested. But in the case of Lucilla, for me, I was really, really into it. And I thought that it really encapsulated so much of what made 3.0 really good. I'm really excited for 3.5, especially because it feels like a 4.0, which is crazy, but also because I'm excited to see how they're going to continue to refine that story.
Brother, New Federation is going to be absolutely insane. If they're pulling this out of their ass for a X.5, X.4, you know, like midway 6-month patch, imagine what they're going to pull out of their ass for 4.0. Imagine, guys.
Storytelling experience. And look, when I say something is slow or there's a little bit too much downtime, it doesn't really matter because ultimately that's just my perspective. I just would have liked a little bit more of that continued momentum. I did like the character interactions and stuff, but I got a little bit distracted just because a lot of the stuff in the beginning I kind of was ambivalent towards. But overall, yeah, I mean, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's my sort of review on this Wuthering Waves experience.
Big up, Marco.
I'm so thrilled for what's to come. Thank you so much for supporting the streams, the channel, for watching videos, for
again, big up to Marco. Go subscribe to him if you haven't already. Although, judging by his sub count, a lot of you have. But if you haven't, go subscribe to him, man. Dude is genuinely, he is a great addition to the Wuthering Waves space. And again, video will be in the description. Thanks to Marco, again, giving out neutral points. You know, he's been here since day one, but he doesn't overglaze. He says it how it is as well. He hasn't been shy of criticizing the game. And yeah, honestly, big up to him again. Video link in the description, and thank you all so much for watching. Alright, that's video 1 done. Okay, this one's going to be interesting. New Fed is not talked about enough because we all know what to expect, and we know Kuro will outdo themselves 100 times more than anything we can expect. Yeah, we need to start building up to it in like 3.7, 3.8, right? Obviously, 3.8 is going to be that transition patch, like how Hanami was. Right? With Lahai Roy. Huh, weird. Some parcels were supposed to show up between 12 and 2, and it's now 2:07, and they've not shown up. Oh, Zenless is doing a free S-rank selector for its anniversary. Silver Anby, Hugo, Trigger, and Lucia? That's not bad. And Jane as well. Cool. Still not going to get ZZZ again, though. If I'm going to return to... The thing is, I do want to return to some games, but I know it'll be a waste of time. It's the reason why I quit NTE in the first place. It's because, well, why should I go back if I know I'm going to end up quitting again? Like, hello? Like, Silver Palace? Rewinding Cadence? Like, these games, they're going to probably take the cake. So why not just wait? And why not just wait, save time, save money? Again, it's the reason why I quit NTE, but they're doing a HSRXZZ collab. What? Who said that? Oh god, man. Hoyo actually cannot keep their titles separate, can they? They can't do that. That's originality right there. Originality is fading. Yeah, no amount of reward can ever bring me back to like Zenless or Arknight's Enfield. I mean, them giving out like 16 pulls for half anniversary or something. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not really the type of guy to hate react streams, right? Unlike a certain somebody in this community, but no. Because I can't be bothered. Why on earth would I just sit through an hour stream of a game that I know I'm not going to play only with the only purpose of shitting on it? Why would I do that? No, it's not unexpected, but the thing is, you'd expect these, games to actually have some level of originality rather than just having to rely on their other titles constantly, right? But anyways, yes. Okay, this one is interesting because this is a movement that doesn't just pertain to gachas, but also to other games in general. If you guys remember, like a year or two ago or something around that time, we had the big stop killing games movement, the whole pirate software shenanigans, like, this argument is garbage. I hate your entire argument and I'm just not going to say anymore. Like, that guy, right? And he basically advocated for the whole of games should be shut down, basically sucking corpo dick, right? And then it just disappeared. The stop killing games movement is still alive and well. However, it has reached the gacha space because it also is a valid point. When gachas end of service, they disappear off the face of the earth. Again, the whole premise of stop killing games is basically mandated offline modes for games. So, what about mandated offline modes for gacha games after shutdown? So again, I'm going to watch this video because again, this can happen to any of our games, guys. It can happen to Genshin. It happens to Genshin on PS4. It can happen to Zenless. It can happen to Star Rail. It can happen to Wuthering Waves, Arknight's Enfields, NTE. It can happen to any game. If a situation turns bad, anything like that, it can happen in a moment's notice, guys. So again, this is important. So without any further ado, big credit to Psyche. Links in the description. Don't just use my video as a substitute. Go watch their video. It's over a month old, but it's still relevant, right? It's always relevant. So yeah, let's begin.
When a gacha game shuts down, that's it. No more game.
Yeah, look at Tribe 9. I was going to say, Tribe 9, Black Beacon, them two are like the most recent sort of mid-tier gachas that got shut down. Tribe 9 was supposed to be super sort of promising as well.
Everything you bought or obtained within the game is no longer accessible, and any content surrounding said game will be gone. The community will eventually stop talking about it, and the game itself becomes lost media that will be
Never
lost
heard of that.
time. I've had the pleasure to take a look at some of these lost games over the years, and it's a shame that a lot of the best music, story, characters, and atmosphere in this niche of mobile games become erased. Some developers have had the foresight to implement offline modes, but most don't.
Yeah,
there's no legal regulations that
it's not mandatory,
the preservation of an online game. Although, what if that were to change? There's a movement in the EU that's been making the rounds recently. Spearheaded by Ross from YouTube channel Accursed Farms, the movement has made progress
Stop killing games.
Approved. As of earlier this year, there was a proposed bill in the California Legislative Assembly as a partnership to stop killing games by some of its advocates.
Yeah.
The Protect Our Games Act, if successfully passed, would mandate online video games to provide end-of-life support for its customers starting from 2027. The developer would have to give a 60 days warning when the game will be closing and what to expect after that period. Once the game ends, the developer must supply one of the following. 1. A version of the game that the purchaser can use independently from the developer.
Okay.
2. An update to the purchaser's version of the game that allows independent use. Or 3. A full refund to everything the purchaser bought throughout the course of their time during the live game.
If this happened to gacha games, Oh my god. If this happened to gacha games, that would kill the company. There is no way this will ever happen. There's no way any company would ever do that.
This means that unless the developers are willing to refund literally every penny made on the game, they will have to create an offline mode for it.
I believe this is just like as a failsafe, right? So basically, you either have to make an offline mode or you pay everything back to everyone. I think I know what the devs will want to do.
Or provide the means for its customers to host or obtain a working version like a private server that the developer is not affiliated with. Yes, this means that when an online game shuts down, the developer is mandated by law to provide a version of the game that you can still play if you were a customer. This sounds like the perfect solution to some of the more niche gacha games that have disappeared over the years, as no such laws prevented the game to go offline without any preservation. The big question is, does the bill actually apply to gacha games? If that's the case, we'll need to determine, based on the initiative, if gacha games fall under the category of games it's meant to protect, in what ways is it relevant, and the likelihood if it'll succeed with its goal. Can Stop Killing Games truly save gacha games from being shut down? Before I begin, I would like to say that I'm no legal expert or a game developer, so most of the factual information will be quoted from either the bill itself or Ross's YouTube channel. There are also certain corporate interests that are attempting to prevent this bill from being passed, with one notable case from a group called...
Yeah, of course the corpos are going to try and stop it, right? Of course they are. Of course they are, man.
Entertainment Software Association lobbying against the motion. But as of right now, the bill has been passed to the assembly floor. This is also not considering certain valid critiques of this movement, as I'm sure indie developers may have more information on things happening behind the scenes that this bill can cause further complications for them. Alright, so a late edit here, right before the video goes live. Bill AB-1921 has now been passed. It's already in effect. I'm not entirely sure if it will apply to gacha games, but I'll try to explain my reasoning and understanding if it does apply. In any case, let's circle back to how the bill may affect gacha games. I'll first start by defining certain criteria of what counts as a game that's been killed and what's expected that the developer should provide. The bill aims to ensure that if you paid money on a product, there needs to be a functional version of the product that you will have access to indefinitely. The direct wording is that the game must be in a reasonably playable state. Now, the word reasonable can seem vague, as not all portions of the game can be compatible with an offline server, so it's likely one or two features will have to go. The original idea is that as long as you can still do what was advertised you can do within the game, when it was live, then that's counted as being preserved.
Also, I'm just going... The reason why this is so important is because even if our games don't just disappear, right? They will eventually. Every single game that you play right now in your lifetime will disappear. Do you guys really think that Genshin, Wuthering Waves, Honkai Star Rail, Zenless, all these games will be live in 30 years' time? Do you really think that's the case? If not, if you don't think that's the case, then this video is super, super important. Because again, for the people that have spent money on these games, thousands of dollars, pounds, whatever currency you've spent, all that can just disappear. Just into the void. Gone. Just like that. Return to dust. Return to numbers and ones and zeros, right?
Although, there may be edge cases surrounding this. Let's say in 10 years, the gacha game Epic 7 shuts down and announces an offline server. All of its story, game modes, and characters will be preserved, but due to certain server restrictions, the PvP mode is gone. How might people react? Some may think that at least the creative aspects of the game is still there, then there's no problem. Some may argue that without PvP, the game isn't Epic 7 anymore, as PvP represents a big chunk of the game's identity. Do gacha games even apply under these new rules? Well, the bill states that the cases where a game is exempt is that 1. If the game had a subscription-based service, meaning that you have to pay a sub to play it at all.
Okay, well,
2,
that's not gacha.
The game was completely free without any consideration for monetization. 3. The game cannot be affected by the seller after the purchase, and would always be available after the purchase to download. Luckily, gacha games don't fall under any of the categories.
I was gonna say, aren't
the
they
game
free
may
though?
be free to download, but it absolutely tries to monetize through the in-game
There you
cash
go.
shop.
There you go.
Although there is a very possible loophole here that since the game itself is free to download, you can argue that, well,
Brown
when we
does too.
offered or advertised the game, we're not considering charging you money. The premium currency and skins within the game are separate from what we offered or advertised, as they're optional purchases. So as long as we don't advertise anything sold within the game, the bill does not apply. I mean, look, if you get lucky, you can get all the characters for free.
Well, no, because they have been advertised, so I think that's a load of crap. I think that loophole's a load of crap.
I think this is a bit of a stretch, as this
It is,
wouldn't
yeah.
apply to just gacha games. Any online video game that's free to download would be exempt, which I
Fortnite.
imagine encompasses a large chunk of what the bill is trying to cover. Next, there's no gacha under the sun that's subscription-based, and there's no gacha that's a single purchase only. My belief is that
Exactly.
the bill does indeed apply to gacha games. Now, in what ways does it apply? In the case of primarily single-player-centric titles, then the files would just be stored on a storefront like Steam that you can download at any time. Some gacha games have actually done this, like Destiny Child, where before the game shut down, you can
You guys see
request
that.
the code that's tagged to your account progression. Then, when the Memorial update hit, you can enter the code and see all the characters and skins you had, as well as read all the story chapters to the point of the shutdown. The gameplay portion is gone, but at least some of the creative aspects of the game are preserved. If the game has multiplayer components, such as the case for MMO/gacha blends like Tower of Fantasy, then the files and instructions
Blue
for
Protocol,
hosting a private
Star
server
Resonance.
of one's own will be available to download somewhere, and players can join and play on said private servers. Now, something very important I want to talk about is that the Stop Killing Games movement itself is focused on preserving the product that paying customers bought. That's the keyword, paying. It does not require the developer to allow new registrations of users once the game ends. Nowhere in the bill does it state that the game has to have the capability to be distributed to new users. Under these new rules, it's within the developer's discretion to reserve the offline mode of the game to the existing players only. Given that gacha games are free to download, it doesn't mean that you can still sign up to a discontinued game and start playing alongside others. Since you never interacted or made a purchase while the game was live, the developers don't owe you anything. If you try to reverse engineer your own version of a private server with modified mechanics and allow new players to join, the developer can still go after you legally. Of
Fair
course,
enough,
if the
right?
developer is feeling generous, they could allow that, but it's not required by the bill. There have been examples of gacha games re-releasing a new version of it in its offline state and reselling it as a single purchase product. Another Eden
Bruh.
Begins is a standalone version of the gacha game counterpart, Another Eden. After many years of updates and story content, all of it will be preserved in this new single-player title. Octopath Traveler 0, a console version
heard
of
of
the
that.
gacha game Octopath Traveler Champions of the Continent, will also be available for download and purchase soon. This is allowed, and maybe if you play the gacha game version, you get some exclusive goodies. The original game that catalyzed this movement was the shutdown of a racing game called The Crew. It was single purchase that had multiplayer components.
I remember this. I remember, watching, Moist Critical's video and all this stuff. Yeah, this is like mainstream stuff.
And when Ubisoft announced that the game will be shutting down, then the people that bought it can't access it anymore, even though there's plenty of single-player content that could work in an offline mode. Well, even after the movement forced their hand at preserving the game for its purchasers, you still can't legally buy the game today. It's been delisted. The movement is meant to prevent those that did buy it losing access to the thing they bought. Assuming it works the same way for gacha games, this would mean that your favorite gacha game, no matter how small or niche, would always be available for you to play even when the developer stops support for it. Presumably, you will be free to look at your characters, use them in gameplay, and replay the story content. It's important to reiterate that not all of the mechanics and modes may work, but gone are the days where these games get erased with no way to play them again. If successfully passed, this bill will go into effect starting January 1st, 2027.
Let's hope it does. Let's hope it does.
A last-minute change to the bill states that it used to also apply to games that are live right now, but now only games that are released past 2027 would fall under the bill's effect.
Oh.
For games releasing past that point, this will mean that the developers will have to plan out a way to preserve the game in an independent state if it shuts down. Also worth mentioning.
So we're all fucked then. We're all screwed. So Silver Palace and Rewinding Cadence fall under the bill, but not Wuthering Waves, Genshin, Honkai Star Rails, Endless Zone Zero, Arknight's Enfield, Neverness to Everness, anything like that. Oh, we're all on the chopping block, guys. We are screwed.
Applies in the state of California. However, since most gacha games put the Americas in one server, I don't see why they would go the extra lengths to make the preserved version of the game for one state only. Now, if you ask me, here are some possible outcomes if the bill passes. 1. The perfect scenario. The bill does exactly what it's intended, and any gacha games from 2027 will have an offline or independent mode after the game shuts down. 2. The worst case scenario. Gacha games may reduce presence in Western markets due to this law.
Wait, hang on. Let's just get rid of the snowbreak. Get rid of the snowbreak thing. Hang on. Hiyuki looks a bit different there, does she not?
2. The worst case scenario.
I was gonna say, like, oh, it's Genshin. Wait, it's Hiyuki? It's WuWa. It's a Raiden Shogun Hiyuki mod. That's funny, man.
Presence in Western markets due to this
That's
law,
funny, man.
Since making a version of the game
Holy snowbreak, man. Holy snowbreak. Holy snowbreak.
Difficult for some developers. Some ambitious gacha games may not have a global server or have its release delayed in order to comply with these regulations. It's a possibility that they just stop releasing gacha games in the EU or states where the bill is in effect. 3. The bill passes, but some developers may find some kind of loophole that either allows them to not make an independent version of the game or does it in a way where they can get away with the bare minimum. Since mobile gacha games are not the original intended target for the Stop Killing Games movement, the way it operates may have different rules than the games the movement is meant to target. If you look very closely at the bill, there's a bunch of sections that were crossed out and corrected. One of the sections used to say that server-connected games were part of the deal, but the correction changed it to digital games.
Okay.
This may be due to the original premise of the movement that meant to target games which got you a license to play rather than thinking that you own it, such as the case with The Crew. Another
very, very relevant with today's whole uprising against PlayStation, right?
Possibility is that since most gacha developers aren't from the regions where the bill is in effect, it just doesn't apply to them at all. This is only a thing in the EU and California, so developers from Asia are not subject to gaming regulations here. There may be room for argument there that some developers can make to get out of this. As for what these loopholes are, I don't know, but I'm just throwing these ideas out there. There's also a possibility that if the bill passes, a lot of the smaller and more niche gacha games will announce the end of the global servers by December 31st of this year, since they never had the foresight and funding to be able to create an offline mode. So it's time to cut their losses and exit from the global market. As the developers that make these games are overseas, does this movement have any shot of making it to Asia? Personally, I think the chances are...
God, Enfield's graphics look so good, man. Like, I know I don't play the game, but, like, when Enfield comes on screen, you're like, oh my god, that's Arknight's Enfield right there.
Extremely slim. Europe and North America have similar gaming cultures, and it's understandable that given the success of Stop Killing Games in the EU, there are many that share its interests. However, this is likely not going to happen in areas like China or Japan, as there are cultural differences, and subjects like this may not be valued as much. Asia may have different opinions on this matter that hinders the reach of the movement over there. You might recall that a couple weeks back, someone worked out a private server for the discontinued gacha game Nier Reincarnation.
Really?
Except some Japanese fans condemned this, saying that it was copyright infringement. If you want to view the story, just watch it online.
If you really... I think at this point we need to stop being corpo dick suckers and actually realize that the consumer has to be prioritized here no matter what. It's crazy, man. I can't believe people in this day and age are really, like,
He's creating copyrighted material! Guys, what are you doing? No, that stuff doesn't belong to you!
Man, poor indie game company Square Enix, am I right?
Exactly.
Of course, if the Stop Killing Games movement succeeds, then since the developer is required to have a plan ready for the eventual shutdown of the game in the EU and NA regions anyways, they might as well officially patch it the same way in their native servers. Lastly, I want to talk about what a game might do if for whatever reason they don't want to comply and make a separate version after the end of service. You may recall that one of the few ways a game is exempt from the regulations is if the game monetizes through a subscription model. There are some MMOs that do this, but it's incredibly rare. This comes with the assumption that the customer has agreed to the terms to access a certain piece of online content for as long as they pay the sub. If the game is discontinued, then it's natural that the sub would no longer be offered to customers, in which the customer cannot gain access to it anymore.
I think a subscription for one game is absolutely absurd, by the way. Just putting that out there.
Personally, I would love for the gacha games to go the subscription route. But here's the problem. When a game...
Yeah, if Japanese people are very much against any form of piracy, then riddle me this. If buying isn't owning in terms of digital games, then piracy isn't stealing.
requires you to pay a sub to play it at all, it means it cannot monetize through other means, aside from maybe selling cosmetics. This means that it will seem more unreasonable if it tries to hunt for whales. You're expected to be able to access the entirety of the game if you pay the sub. So if you sell even more power behind weapons and boosts, that would be extremely unappealing. In other words, I think the subscription model for online games is fair, as it actually forces the developer to create content that keeps the game interesting so you keep paying the sub, instead of having ulterior motives in trying to acquire high spenders by making certain upgrades massive power boosts. The thing is that these days, no one wants to pay a sub in order to play a video game.
Exactly.
You either charge an upfront fee to get the entire game at once, or you make the game free to download so the cost for entry is low. I would like to see a gacha developer attempt this, but I think it's ultimately extremely unlikely.
Ultimately, does the bill have any effect on gacha games? My final answer is that I actually don't know what will happen, as this video was mainly speculation and conjecture based on the bill's description.
While I also think the bill has a real shot at passing, this is also only beginning to tackle the predatory nature of the games industry. It was only last year that Genshin Impact started displaying the value of gacha pulls and raid possibilities in real-life money.
I remember
after a
that.
Complaint forced their hand.
I remember that.
Unfortunately, this was only an isolated case and no other title have been mandated to do this. I would personally like to see more consumer-friendly practices change within gacha games, and I think this bill would be the first of many. For any viewers looking in, they might not even want gacha games to be included in the bill. Who the hell wants to save gacha slop? Regardless of your opinion on gacha games, in Ross's own words,
I don't see why not.
Finally. Now you can stay forward with Persona 5 without worrying about the game dying. Anyways, let me know what you think of the Stop Killing Games movement in the context of gacha games. If you want to see more analysis-related content on this genre of mobile games, subscribe to the channel. You can support for as little as $2 a month on Patreon. As always, thank you for watching, be sure to spend moderately, and have fun out there.
Great video from Psyche, and I think they raise a valid point about the whole gacha situation, right? But again, since all the gachas we play are made before 2027, they are in trouble. They are in trouble of not getting any offline mode, which is bad. It's bad. But no. Again, I think all gachas should have an offline mode when they do end of service, especially if you spend money on them, right? Like, if you spend money on gachas and then it just disappears like that, then crazy, man. But no, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to Psyche again. Links in the description. I'll see you on the next video. All right, another one. Quick on it now. We're quick on it. Next topic is open world gacha fatigue real? Okay, this is an interesting topic levied by our 7 out of 10 guy, Genazad. I don't know what they've been doing recently, but I think they have an interesting question to answer. Because how many open world gachas have we got in the past few years now? We've got Wuthering Waves, we've got Duet Night Abyss, we've got NTE, we've got Arknights Enfield, we've got well, Arknights Enfield isn't really open world, I'd say, actually, so let me retract that, right? But then again, you'll be having Rewinding Cadence, you'll be having you know, Silver Palace as well. I'd say DNA does count just because it was supposed to be one, right? And it is open world. Kinda. But anyways. But no. There has been so many open world gachas recently. And to come as well. And Anta as well. So, yeah. Is there a fatigue about it? Let's have a look at it. So again, video links in the description. Go watch Jenna's video before, you know, watching mine. Don't use mine as a substitute. Full credit to Jenazad, and I will... Let's just begin, shall we?
There are currently 6 gacha games released that are 3D open world, with another 10 on the way. That's a total of 16 3D open world gacha games. When will the
Imagine playing all of them. You'd literally have an update every, like, 2 days, man.
madness end? We got Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, Tower of Fantasy, Arknights Enfield, Seven Deadly Sins Origin, Neverness to Everness, Azure Premilia, Rewinding Cadence,
Azure Premilia, yeah.
Unending Dawn, Silver Palace, Wang Yue, Barca Pure,
Wang Yue, yeah.
Sword Awakening, and I'll add in Ananta as a special exception since people
Wang
won't
Yue,
stop
yeah,
talking
Jesus
about it in regards
Christ.
to 3D open world gacha games. I probably even missed some, and who knows how many others haven't even been announced yet. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Since there's so many 3D open world gacha games releasing, there's some question to ask. Is there open world gacha fatigue? Which will be the first to die? And who is making these games? Let's address some of these questions in this video, but first, determine what the criteria for an open world 3D gacha is. I'd say the important aspects are 1, as an open world where a large part of the gameplay is about exploration. 2, has a gacha system related to pulling characters, and 3, you can jump. Why does jumping matter? Because an open world game with exploration doesn't really exist in this genre if you can't maneuver around with ease. Also, being able to jump feels wrong. Ever sat in an MMO town and just jumped around while in a Discord call? Now, this giant boom for open world gachas all began with the release of Genshin Impact, making billions of dollars, and since then there's been a crazy upsurge of games with similar systems.
Look at all that, man.
Strangely similar UI elements in games, or denominations of currency being 160 per pull. The combat relying on 3 to 4 characters, swapping between them and using a basic attack skill and ultimate. The end game? I'll have a multi-character swap combat with a timer-based endgame with tanky enemies that pose no real danger.
Neverness to Everness right there.
The first 2 areas be a Chinese-inspired anime fantasy world with characters whose names I can't pronounce without looking like a guaylo. We see these similar systems over and over.
Hey, is he wrong? Is he wrong? Apart from maybe NTE, is he wrong, man?
And you bet a majority of these new games are going to have these copy-pasted again and again. Now, this isn't to say games are just...
That's why Silver Palace looks so good, because it's not Chinese.
the same because they share a few systems. On the contrary, many of these games are completely different. Azure Premilia, for instance, is a 3D open-world game with Pokemon monsters, while Wang Yue is a 3D open world with Pokemon monsters...
in the city!
Or how about Everness, where you have a sprawling open world urban environment where you deal with SCP-like anomalies, compared to Varsapura, where you deal with SCP anomalies in an urban open world. Let's not mention Ananta either. Now keep in mind, I'm not trying to say any games are copying each other, but rather that so many are being produced that many styles
slightly overlap
even past the game systems, and some gacha players legitimately cannot tell the difference between some of these. At a certain point, players might start getting bored of the similar concepts of switch between characters to fight, pick up chests, do mindless events with a plucky little mascot. Now, one thing I've heard many say is that means you're burned out or there's open world gacha fatigue. But haven't you noticed that when you play a...
Is it really fatigue when there's like barely any unique elements? Again, that's why people are so excited for Silver Palace, because it just looks unique, right? It's open world, it's in a city, but it's Victorian city, you know? That's the thing. That's why everybody's so hyped up about it, because it's a breath of fresh air. even if it is still open world, it's not overlapping so much.
Similar game with similar chores, you get bored faster, and it isn't really your fault. When Genshin released, players could spend hours doing menial tasks simply because it felt so new and fresh, and they loved the style, like picking mint for hours.
Or to stick to a few games, yeah.
Or bad quality of
Mint
life
picker.
didn't really matter simply because it was just a joy to play. But with every new open world gacha game, players get bored faster, an update rolls around, and rather than being placated for a week, it might only be a couple of days at most. Majority of these updates are new story quest, new area, new character to spend pulls on, and a couple events with the depth of one of those games you see in a Facebook ad. Is it the player's fault that they grow tired of this? You farmed the same gear, dealt the same RNG, farmed the same materials, grabbed the same chests, done the same dailies, spent the same stamina, lost the same 50-50s, finished the same endgame across maybe 2 to 3 of these games. Rather than the player
And this is why I cut my gacha games down to 1, and that's Wuthering Waves. I used to play 3. Hell, it could have been 4. But I knew the fact that if I was to play like 3 or 4, I wouldn't be able to handle it and I'd get burnt out. I just couldn't.
Being burned out or open world games being fatigued, it's the games lacking ingenuity and copying the exact same
Oh no, not this situation again, man.
The issue isn't exactly that open worlds are overdone, it's that games all keep having the same gameplay loop. A small amount of insight into this development can paint a picture. Without stating which game and who gave this information, one of the games listed above that hasn't released is currently in a constant feud between developers and management. The developers want to incorporate unique ideas such as different combat styles and endgame mechanics and make the game stand out more amongst the competition, but every time they attempt to bring new ideas to the table, the management responds with, "That isn't what Genshin does." And no, this isn't a joke or an exaggeration. The very thing that inspired the game in the first place is chaining it to the ground. Ideas are quashed due to there not already being a precedent in the current market. It definitely puts some things into perspective, because who knows how many potential games will refuse to innovate. There's only so many people in the pool of gacha players, and it's hard to increase this pool, so every game is competing for a similar audience. There must be a breaking point where a high production open world 3D anime game releases and it just simply flops because there's a limited pool of players. Which will be the first to end of service? Is it one already released or one that isn't even announced yet? Well, the answer is simple. It's already dead. Yeah, the first open world 3D gacha died, and probably barely anyone even knows. It's a game
Which
called
one?
Rememento.
Oh yeah,
Workshop.
Rememento in the
was
previous
essentially
video,
a
yeah.
Genshin-style open world mixed with a Honkai Star Rail style combat system, but with PvP. The game was seriously underbaked and didn't even last a year before
God, that
closing, which is a shame.
animation
It actually
kind of
got
looked
some progress.
terrifying.
But the craziest part is that the game is actually attempting to relaunch, but who knows when that's happening. Now, something that I want to note is that out of all 16 of these games, all except 2 of these are from China. Other 2 being from Korea and 0 from Japan. In an article interviewing Shuhei Yoshida from PlayStation, he said, "One reason why games in China are so strong is because they are made in an environment which allows for hiring a large number of personnel who can work long hours." Acting like Japan didn't invent a word for death related to overwork. Japan invented the playbook for overworking employees. Have you ever met a Studio Mappa employee? Neither of their families. But the point remains that China is far outpacing other regions when it comes to these games. A friend of mine who works closely with Korean gacha companies has told me that many companies have realized they just can't even attempt to enter this market, and it's better to just work on non-gacha games.
Bomba clot wallahi.
Were even scared of Neverness to Everness's
Not that
release,
cop, man.
as its scale felt so enormous compared to what they could produce. There are currently 2 Korean gacha games, 7 Deadly Sins Origin and Dragon Sword Awakening. 7 Deadly Sins hasn't really made too many waves overall and had a fairly modest launch compared to most.
Yeah, it was alright.
Out,
I didn't
mostly
play it,
carried
but I
by
saw it
its
was an
IP,
alright
7
launch.
Deadly Sins. As for Dragon Sword Awakening, it's supposed to be a spiritual successor to Dragon Nest, however they worked with a publisher named Webzen. Webzen has a bad reputation, but did something that no one expected. They completely screwed over the developers of the game by withholding $2.2 million they owed to them, to eventually lead to a hostile takeover. In retaliation, the developers decided to give infinite free currency to players because they couldn't make money anyway.
Oh my god. Based ass developers. Oh my god. Based developers, man. Oh my. Wow. big credit to him, man. Jesus Christ.
And they also reached out to Korean YouTubers to cover the subject and put Webzen on blast. Well, now the game is releasing globally without gacha. Yeah, the game's actually a normally priced $30 game now when it releases.
Oh, wow.
Since they now have to self-publish and all the drama occurred, it's become a normal game. So now there's only really a single 3D open world gacha game from outside of China. It is a bit comical that the country to literally invent gacha has fallen behind China in terms of quality and scale of the medium. Hell, China's even starting to ramp up their own anime industry, and who knows where that'll be in a few years. Now let's finally just talk about what some of these games are that are releasing and what I think of them. Azure Familia is
Familia.
Palworld.
I'm not going to play Azure Familia because it's too tasteful for my liking. It's all women, and usually that's a good thing. But the boobs are just too big. Like, guys, I'm not the type of guy that just enjoys seeing these oversized proportions all the time. I just don't like it, man. I just don't like it.
Gacha game made by Azure Lane devs. From my own experience, gameplay's fun and fluid with.
And again, when your developers
Gacha game made by Azure Lane
made this crap, too tasteful. Yep, it is a soft way of putting it. It's basically softcore porn. In the words of Alexor, it's not classy. Yeah.
Devs. From my own experience,
it's not subtle enough.
Fun and fluid with cool combat and building a town. Easy must play. Rewinding Cadence is a fantasy game with a visual novel timeline system and routes you can take. NPCs that use AI to communicate and respond, and every character has a stand they fight with. Lots of promise. Hopefully turns out well. Honkai Nexus Anima. Honestly,
I don't care about this.
Underwhelmed. The game's first alpha felt like the game had no direction and needs serious overhaul. It totally has time to change, but the initial impression felt lacking with its gameplay not seeming very interesting. Unending Dawn. Not really sure where this game
never heard of it.
Basically an anime Souls-like, which could have some promise, but it's possible they decide not to go the gacha route in the end and make it a full-fledged game. It seems like it would take actual skill, and that cuts out 99% of potential gacha players. Lots of enemies taken from Elden Ring, but most footage is old and a lot can change. Silver Palace. Game has a ton of potential,
yes,
and its narrative is immediately interesting in a steampunk magic England as a detective. Needs a lot of
why England, why?
Wang Yue. Recent trailer made it look incredible, but it's hard to create a city that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wasn't interested in Wang Yue until very recently. I mean, if it piques my interest anymore, I might give it a try. I don't know.
Feels meaningful and not large areas with no purpose. Had a lot of creativity from Breath of the Wild building and combining the world's Pokemon. Hopefully it turns out well. Barca Pura. However's had this come out of nowhere and the game looks incredible.
I've never heard of it.
With a unique graphic style. Only issue is the combat is the exact same as like 5 different open world gachas, so hopefully it'll innovate on that. That's also an issue that Silver Palace has. Project 2/3 is probably a tentative name, but the game
never heard of that.
Interesting in a city of clouds and being able to manipulate gravity to navigate around. Felt themed similar to Bioshock Infinite. Guess what? You probably swap between characters to fight. Dragon Sword Awakening. Technically it's changing from being a gacha, but launched in Korea initially as one. Actually has some unique combo-based combat and feels nice to play with no stamina system, and multiplayer dungeons is awesome. Ananta. I know it isn't a gacha, but everyone treats it as being similar.
I mean, I'll play it, absolutely. It looks too good not to play, right? I just don't know if it being a non-gacha will mean that I will play it for long term. I don't know.
Similar. I tried it at Tokyo Game Show, and while being impressive, I was unsure the direction the game wanted other than anime GTA.
Exactly, like, I really want a game with direction, and Ananta right now has like no direction.
It was really high quality. But that about wraps up my thoughts on these upcoming 3D open world games, and also on the topic of open world gacha fatigue. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks a bunch for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more, and I hope to see you next time.
Cheers, Genazad. Thank you for that one. Oh, look, there's me. Looking a bit tentative there, eh? But no, again, I think there is a real case with regards to open world fatigue, but I don't think it's fatigue. I think it's just the reusage of the same things over and over and over again. And it's just a bore. It becomes a bore at some stage where you just, well, you know, I've already got these features in XYZ. Why should I play ABC? So, I don't know. That's why Silver Palace for me is going to be like my #1 bet, right? So yeah, again, big credit to Genazad. Links in the description. Thank you so much for watching. next up, it's Big Man Ryuku. Actually, no, I'll do the Silver Palace one first. I'm going to get these both out. I don't think I'll have time for the Candy Bug one, unfortunately. Yeah, it is oversaturated. And obviously, the player base can't exactly grow that naturally. But no, we'll continue on the trend of Silver Palace, right? Okay, so we have an interesting video here now. This is from 5 months ago. However, it says the lore and story of Silver Palace explained. Now, this is from Dawit. So again, do not watch my video as a substitute. Go watch theirs. Link to the description. And yeah, if I'm going to be doing Silver Palace stuff, I need to get in on my lore. So I've heard it's pretty dark. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Is this Silver Palace? They just blow the place up.
Silvernia doesn't wait for warnings. Innocence doesn't last. Not here. 3 girls, terrified, hoping for mercy, gone in an instant. This is the city you've stepped into, and it's about to get personal. You see, in the heart of this...
I really appreciate the tone of video that you're going with this, but you can't use that goddamn goofy-ass 2010s top 5 horror stories music. I'm sorry, man. Obviously, I'm going to keep watching, but the music kind of threw me off when I started to hear it. But damn, yeah, what a dark intro. I'm guessing this is the monotype story that came out. So, anyways, yeah, let's keep going.
Isn't just a shadow. It's alive, and tonight it's hunting bodies burned. A serial killer on the loose. It's your job,
burned
as the
bodies,
detective in all the lands, to stop the killer who thrives in fire.
Cinderella.
Welcome to Silvernia, a gothic 19th century Victorian-inspired city where every...
I mean, if it's going to be gothic and 19th century, it has to be like quite sort of not gory, but dark and gritty, right?
Corner hides the secrets, and every secret could be your last. Werewolves, ruthless gangs, serial killers, unconventional doctors, or even simply plots against the queen. Nothing is safe here.
Really?
You should know. After all, you're the one accused of the last queen's assassination. It's why you left Silvernia 3 years ago, but today, you've returned at the request of an old friend, the chief inspector. They're having trouble catching a serial killer whose MO is burning their victims to death, but this case runs deeper than you.
My best guess is Cinderella, right?
And has more twists and turns than you could have ever predicted. Welcome, my friends, to Silver Palace, a next-gen 3D action-adventure ARPG
Yay!
featuring gothic fairy tale aesthetics,
Yay!
detective reasoning gameplay. You are a detective, after all, so naturally you're going to have to solve the many crimes that arise in the city using deductive reasoning, collecting clues, and investigating.
You know what I hope they do? I've been playing Detroit Become Human recently, and their like detective shit with Connor is really good. It really, really is. So if they incorporate elements like that, it'll be really cool.
Crime scenes, and let me just say, the game certainly does not beat around the bush when it comes to the crimes you investigate.
Like this.
We start the story recap, but this all makes sense given the game's art style is that of a gothic 19th century European dark fairy tale atmosphere, which, can I just say, I love. The graphics are incredible, yes, but to me, my favorite part is the aesthetic of the game. It does a fantastic job at giving you that Victorian England hunting human monsters feel, which, man, I try. Props to the dev for pulling that off, man. I've seen many attempts at that fail. The crimes you investigate appropriately match this vibe, given again, your first major case back sees you hunting down a serial killer who uses fire as their preferred method of killing. Even after completing the main mission of the beta, I just walked around the city and listened in on NPCs' conversations. Guys, I've never done that before. I've never willingly played a game.
Look at the world, and this is 5 months ago. This is 5 months ago. It's ridiculous.
Because I was genuinely having fun. Honestly, so far as I'm concerned, the biggest sin regarding this game right now, the one horrific feeling I couldn't shake while playing through the main story, it doesn't.
Also, credit to the video maker, right? I'm pretty sure that the music that I took the piss out of, it was all supposed to be ironic, right? I have a feeling it was because of the switch up, right?
Have a release date yet. Man, I'm getting
They got me.
quick. But speaking of the main story, let's recap it. Given we love stories over here, don't we? We love stories. We love lore. Not gonna cover the whole thing though. Just up until it.
It.
What's it?
What's it?
Well, my friends, the story starts on a burning train. You find yourself there all alone and
yeah, I've seen this intro before.
A lady in a carriage of fire called Cinderella.
Cinderella.
The fight is a hard-fought one, but ends with you pointing your gun at a fallen Cinderella before the shot changes to 3 weeks earlier. 3 young women are in a ruined warehouse crying, clutching one another before a mysterious figure approaches, lays down an unknown device that explodes.
Okay, so I have a feeling it's not Cinderella then, because why on earth would it give us the killer at the very beginning of the story? Why would it do that? So there's going to be a plot twist in there, and that is spicy. We love plot twists.
Explodes and kills them all. The shot changes to you, awakening on a train after a nap. The newspaper beside you speaks of the coronation.
Also, I will be playing as female detective, absolutely, right? Male detective looks cool, but I'm just female detective all the way.
Of the new queen, and you reread the letter that sent you on the move. Chief Inspector Lauren requests your return to Silvernia after 3 years to assist him with an especially troubling case. You finally arrive in Silvernia, check out the pedestrians from afar, listen in on a few conversations, and find out the kingdom's not been doing so well since the assassination of the former queen. The people are worried because the new queen, Queen Filiana, is rather young, and it's then you sense something's about to happen.
And something happens then.
Wait, isn't that the one who...
Who is it?
She killed the queen!
The one from the papers. 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
The one who murdered our late queen.
It does look so good. Look at her eyes. Wait. Habba. Look at the detail in them eyes, my guy. Look at the detail in that. It's crazy.
It's the detective.
Be grateful she just saved your life.
At a bar with the chief inspector, he gives you the details of the case. Dozens are dead, and they have nothing. The detective reveals the real reason she's here is to investigate her brother's murder, who was shot with this bullet and died 3 years ago in some airship attacks. 3 years ago. Around the same time the former queen was assassinated. Interesting. It's then a werewolf breaks into the bar before running off, taking the form of a human. You take chase and now have to figure out which one of these humans isn't really a human. You finally find the imposter and take down the werewolf. Later, Lauren tells you more about the case. You rebuild the scene in your mind and try and piece together what happened, and it's then you already immediately begin to recognize some major inconsistencies, such as the melted iron, which would require heat nearly 3 times of that of fire's natural temperature, but more crucially, you find a marking that appeared in your brother's case, so you take the job instantly, but Lauren says you'll need a partner and he'll pick out the perfect one for you tomorrow. A paperboy thanks us for saving him, and we head to our old office, which is in disarray, go to sleep, and wake up in an odd manner.
Oh.
I've seen her. She was the woman that was sweeping. Nice. So we've got them sort of like expressive animations as well, right?
Brought over to be our partner, but she's illiterate, so we instead relegate her to maid of the manor.
She's illiterate. Oh no! That honestly, that is really accurate to law, right? Because the peasants of the 19th century would be illiterate. That's actually really, really accurate. That's
the second
crazy.
candidate turns out to be someone named the Red Rose. We find it odd how
Cantarella
artsy
VA.
he is, and when Lauren catches up with us, she leaves, and he reveals he has no idea who that was, nor what happened to the real candidate he picked. The final candidate is someone named Ashley. Given she's literate and didn't forcibly replace another candidate, she gets the job. So we decided to talk more with Ashley at a cafe.
Brilliant.
And she demonstrates she keeps up with current events, stating after the former queen, Queen Aguria, passed away, the prime minister became regent until Filiana was of age to rule. With regards to the kingdom's wealth, naturally most of it's tied into the royal family and aristocracies. It's then we get interrupted.
You're fresh out of school. Why choose a job like this?
Well, I've always had a passion for criminal investigations. I studied your cases and became quite an admirer. You fight to reveal the truth and provide justice for the common folk.
What's your expected wage?
Uh-oh. The trap. 10 shillings, please.
None required.
None?
I want money. In exchange, I hope you'll help me unravel a mystery.
I spent ages looking for you, and you're here.
Oh, not the tabloids.
What? You're already recruiting an assistant. You want an assistant? But skip me. I'm heartbroken.
This is Grim, a journalist.
Yeah, that was a grim intro.
Grim questions why we left 3 years ago after the biggest case of our career fell into our laps. Grim then warns Ashley not to become our partner because our last partner, our brother, went down in an airship and was burnt to ashes. Ashley then snaps at Grim, who says whatever, and leaves. Ashley states she'll work for us for free if we can help her solve the case of the stolen silver.
There was a rich man with a hoard of silver coins in his home. He was afraid of covetous neighbors, so he locked his wealth away in a strong safe, and only one key could open it.
No one knows what that key is.
One day, the rich man's business went south. He decided to open the safe and auction off his silver hoard. But when he opened the safe, only shavings remained.
Oh, it had been stolen then.
He questioned his servants, suspecting that someone had taken his key. But they claimed that as he always kept the key by his pillow, no one dared to touch it. The man reported the crime, and the police questioned all his neighbors. No one took his key, and no one sold any silver. It seemed there was no other way to open the sturdy safe.
Interesting.
The police found no lead. So who stole the silver? And how did they remove the hoard from the locked and sturdy safe?
Back at our office, we find Grim there tussling with our maid, who then makes a quick escape. The next day, we try to solve Ashley's riddle, and just before we're about to provide her an answer, the chief inspector comes in.
Detective, remember that journalist who kept stalking you? The one called Grim?
We saw him yesterday. Why?
He's dead.
Dead?
Folks, Grim is dead, burned to ashes, and his
burnt
death is only the beginning. So,
yo, that took a turn. Dead? Brother. Okay.
Here for now, but of course the story in the beta stretches a bit longer than this as you do investigate Grim's murder. Maybe I'll cover it in another video, who knows, man. This was...
Is that him? Oh my god, what the fuck? And just like that is done. Wow. Okay. That is dark. That is pretty dark, actually. Like, the dude just took some pictures. Vanished off of the face of the earth. Well, incinerated off of the face of the earth. But anyways. Yeah, that is dark. And I cannot wait for this story. So, again, thank you to Dawit for this. I mean, if I had access to a beta, I would have done this shit myself. But no, whatever. But no, yeah, I'm so going to play this game. You know, just keep an eye out for more Silver Palace videos if you guys are interested. It won't detract from my Wuthering ways, of course, but, you know, it'll add to it, after all. Burnt to dust, yeah. Dark, grim, dark, perhaps. Oh my god. All right, that's all for that one. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, full credit to Dawit. Videos in the description. I'll see you on the next one. Right. I don't think I'll be able to do the Candy Bug one because it is 3 o'clock. I'll be pushing it for time. But I will do Ryuku's video because, again, you know, the whole controversy about everything, you know, 3.5 star is the worst one yet. 3.5 star is the worst one yet. It's absolutely terrible. Let's see what Ryuku has to say then. Is it? Is it? Is it the best introductory story yet? I think so. I think it is. But let's see what Ryuku has to say, if he echoes any of my points, or if, you know, he has any points that I actually forgot to cover in my review that's out right now. But again, full credit to Ryuku. Links in the description. Don't use my video as a substitute for watching the video. Go watch that first. And yeah, let's begin.
Okay, so first things first, why do I look so red? Because I've been away on holiday with my family for the past couple of days at the beach, and even though I put on plenty of sunscreen, I am just far too white. But
yeah, us white guys, we get so red as soon as we absorb any bit of sun.
This here is nothing. My legs are actually a lot worse. But putting that aside, you're not here to hear about my personal life. So what do I think about the 3.5 story? And this will be the third time I'm recording this now, so let me just buckle in. Okay, so I played it on Friday.
Technical issues, man.
Rebecca Yao, the Yang Yang's voice actor, on that evening, and I quickly edited and then I re-uploaded that video, which you should definitely check out here if you haven't done so already. And then I was away all day Saturday and I got back on Sunday evening. And then I played 3.5 a second time on my second account. So I've played this quest twice and I think I have a pretty good grasp on what I think about it. So with that being said, my name is Duku Sensei and this is my Wuthering Waves 3.5 story review. Starting off with a short introduction of the patch. Wuthering Waves version 3.5 Blade of Past Resounds Lingering Dream Hymns released on July 10th, introducing the new Mengzhou Land of Zhuangfeng region. The main story was split into 3 parts.
Yeah, 2 parts in a segue.
Act 1, The Blade Before the Storm. Act 2, Zhuangling Sing, Storm Quelled. And the segue quest, The Chant of Unseen Ties. And while the story was split into 3 parts, all 3 parts were playable on launch. And throughout that story, we follow multiple perspectives. One, of course, being Rover returning to Huanglong, investigating Yang Yang's disappearance with her older sister, Sui Sui, and another being Sui Sui's perspective as she goes on a bit of a side mission to see Sentinel Shin. And the other is Yang Yang's perspective on her journey in the region. And while they're all separate points of view,
which I enjoyed,
all tie together in to deal with the chaos from rogue autopuppets in Zhuangfeng. So there is a strong focus on Yang Yang's character growth in this patch, like tying into her new 5-star Zhuangling form, with new characters like Sui Sui, Jingnan, and Shin also making appearances. It expanded on lore of the past wars and conflicts, like the Sentinel dynamics with the people that we assume that they're here to protect, as well as laying down the groundwork for future arcs to come. So right out the gate, I want to say that I am genuinely happy with Wuthering Waves 3.5. Like I said, I've played this quest twice now as I have 2 accounts, and each time I came out excited to see where Kuro is going to take this story. Like, when it comes to Yang Yang, I've been on the record as being pretty critical of Yang Yang's voice direction in the past, like especially in the earlier like 1.0 patches. But this is the first time that we get to see a real side-by-side comparison of the same voice actress, like Rebecca Yao, playing the same character, but with a massive gap between the old direction and the new one. So
I said this, man. As soon as Yang Yang appeared on my screen, I literally said that it felt different. The voice direction felt different. Chisha's was good already, but it was better. You could just tell, right? And that's something that I was looking forward to, and I'm glad I got vindicated by that.
Really curious to see how things had changed. At the start of the quest, that same overly floaty, watery, soft way of speaking that I remembered was still there. So I'll be honest, at first I was a little wary, but as the quest goes on, you can hear her voice shift along with it. And by the end of the quest, she's speaking with a real strength and determination, but still holding on to that sense of gentleness that we expect of Yang Yang as a character. Like near towards the end with her like monologue or speech to the villain is genuinely one of Rebecca Yao's best performances in this role. I absolutely loved it. And when it comes to like how she is with Rover, like you all know that I'm not usually into the like every female character is in love with Rover thing. Like the whole gathering wives thing just really isn't for me. Like, and it's something I've mentioned all the way back in the beginning. But even in saying that, if I had to rank it, like for me, Showkeeper is still the canon wife, but Yang Yang is the canon girlfriend. Like no one else really compares, in my opinion. And even though they weren't on the screen together all too much, like when they do finally meet up with each other, you can feel the warmth and the connection between them, which was something I really...
Exactly, you know, as soon as Yang Yang shows up, Rover's voice goes super soft immediately. Like, dude cares for us so much.
Enjoyed watching. And onto Yang Yang's sister, Sui Sui. Like, she is a really interesting character, and she always steals the show whenever she's on the screen. And I really like the part where we switch to her point of view and we follow her on her side journey to meet Sentinel Shin, like to see like this, like her fulfill this pact that she had with her. And then later when she like reunites with Yang Yang afterward, it generally feels like two sisters who really care deeply about each other. And just circling back, like in that side quest with Sui Sui, there's also a cameo from Jing Dan during that quest, and he's a really fun character. Like he brings this like cocky, confident energy that I enjoyed a lot, and his back and forth with Sui Sui was really engaging like every time. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of their dynamic in the future. And as for Shin,
excited for him to turn up.
We never really get to see her directly. Like we just see a silhouette, like a moving ink shadow on a screen there. The way she's portrayed still really worked for me. Like she still keeps this air of mystery while still feeling powerful. And the next one we have Qing Xiao. I think that's Qing Xiao. Is it Xing?
Yeah.
No, Qing Xiao is the guy from
Qing Xiao.
Qing Xiao. Qing Xiao. Yeah. Qing Xiao. Like we didn't see much of her, but her introduction onto the battlefield was really damn hype, and it was
so good, man.
Deeper voice than I expected, really. And I've
Lune's voice actor, right?
Seen theories online that people think it might be Kirsty Ryder who played Lune from Expedition 33.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolute W if that is true.
It is. It's a W, chat. It's a W. It's a big dub. Big dub.
I really appreciated that we got to actually see these characters' struggles play out instead of just reading about them in like an in-game document or having them told to us by some NPC. Actually watching the battles of the past and how they still affect the present hit a lot harder than a screen of text ever could. And on the point of seeing everything, like the visuals, like everything from the...
That's what I've been saying, right? They did show and not tell. And usually, show and not tell means that the story takes longer. And if it pays off, it pays off. And it was good.
Environments, like the characters, the cinematics is close to perfect, and like that's basically the expectation from Kuro Games at this point. But as I've said before, even though something becomes standard, it should never really be taken for granted, and like, the presentation deserves credit every time. In saying that, though, like it makes the less than perfect parts stand out even more, like the lip syncing issues with the pre-rendered cutscene in the beginning. Like you could tell that they were rendered for the Chinese voice instead of the any other language. It felt like watching one of those old Chinese movies with like the lips moving, like whatever. But but getting back to the story, like thematically 3.5 also felt noticeably more mature and heavier than past patches. Like not saying that earlier patches didn't touch on mature themes, like they certainly did, but there were certain moments in this quest where I remember thinking, wow, they actually showed that. Like that goes back to like them just showing things and not just telling us, like again, show don't tell. There was one part like where I see the exiles like break into a village and brutally attacking the villagers, like seeing like one of them like actually lay into like really heavy punches into the face of one of the villagers was really shocking. And later on we see like the violence from the tacit discourse against the soldiers, including heavy themes of suicide and self-sacrifice, and again not just talking about it but actually see it play out on the screen. We've seen Kuro touch on some of the
thing I'll talk about the story as well is they made tacit discourse look like a threat again. It's like the whole New Hope versus Empire Strikes Back. Like at the end of A New Hope, they made like the Empire look weak. Stormtroopers are a joke. And then Empire Strikes Back, the Empire was actually formidable again. It's crazy.
These issues before in the past, but I felt it has had like a really different level of weight than those previous times, and I think a lot of that comes from actually being able to see it. On top of that, like, special shout out to the NPCs in this patch. Like, they felt grounded and believable.
The NPCs
and
were great.
there was Liang Yu or Ling Fang, either, both really, stood out for me, especially like for reasons. She has a fantastic design, and I'd really love to see her become a playable 4-star character down the line. Because, guys, I don't know how many times I'm going to say this, but I'm so tired of...
She's going to die.
Like, Kuro making these really fantastic not 4-stars, like NPCs, and not making them 4-stars, Like, this, I'm not saying, like, make all the characters 4-stars, but a few more every now and then, Like, there's this guy here as well. Like, he looked fantastic, but...
Although, yeah, I agree.
Let's hope that he'll ever be playable because... Muyu was also another really standout like highlight for me specifically. Like, he's the main antagonist in this patch, and he brings a different perspective to the world that we haven't seen others on Solaris talk about yet much. Like, it's been theorized in the community a bit, like, are the Sentinels actually the good guys in this story? Like, there's a bit of evidence for this, like, especially
I forgot to talk about this in my video, actually, yeah.
In previous patches, they dropped hints that the mysterious civilization that Rover came from might not be all good, omnibenevolent like we might have thought. So this plot point here, this like little nugget, this seed here, lends some credence to the theory that the Sentinels might not be these protective beings sent here to defend humanity, but something here to do something else.
Coerce
here
them
for a different purpose that we don't really know yet. Like, we know that they've been sent here to guide humanity, but guide humanity to what or for what? Like, what are they actually guiding the people of Solaris for or to, And on top of that, another reason why I really like Muyu is that he's a great callback to a previous antagonist from back in 1.0. Like,
Dollmaker.
I clocked it immediately as a callback to the Dollmaker from Yinlin's Companion Quest. Like, I basically became that the Leonardo DiCaprio like pointing meme in real time because I know that mask, I mean, on one hand, it kind of ruined the twist for me, but even then, I still appreciated it as a really solid piece of continuity between the patches because it's like tying all these.
Yeah, like a Yinlin Companion Quest actually being relevant to the actual 3.5 story, which was really cool. It was really cool, man. And again, Muyu is just an interesting villain. Woman in Red, all that stuff I talked about. It's crazy, man.
From plot threads together and making it feel less of a series of random threads, but a woven tapestry, which I really, really like appreciate. And on that note, I mentioned earlier when I was talking about Suicide, but I really want to give credit to Kuro for the split route timeline section, like where you choose which path to...
Parcels. Right. Where were we? Let's just rewind that.
See, and on that note, I mentioned earlier when I was talking about Suicide, but I really want to give credit to Kuro for the split route timeline section, like where you choose which path to follow and see how it all ties in together at the end. Like something like this helps us as players feel that the world is progressing outside of the point of view of Rover and outside of his immediate vicinity.
Exactly.
So it makes it
That's what we
makes
need.
the whole world feel a lot more lived in and a lot more believable. And like Kuro has been doing a lot better in recent patches since 3.1. 3.0 was a bit rocky, but 3.1 and from then on for sure. And if it wasn't clear before, it certainly is clear now that Kuro has been listening to the community criticism of the formulaic nature of past quests and actively working to fix it, like trying
they have
new things in the process, which I really, really appreciate. Also, a bit of a side note. It was great to see like how many of the old Huanglong characters showed up in the story. Like we had Zhang Li Yao, Jinshi, Qixia, Zhe. Like having all these characters in there gives me more hope that we'll see more of the old cast interacting with the main story going forward as well. And also, now that Zhang Li Yao is back in the picture, back in the story, and with how connected Xin is, maybe we can even get another moon chasing festival this year. I mean, hoping for that. Okay, so now let's get into some of the
possibly
I've seen online. That there are some out there that are saying that 3.5 dragged and that it was too long or too
Here
yappy.
we go.
When you compare the total length of all the content in 3.5 to 2.0, 3.5 is literally objectively shorter. Like, even if you...
Yeah, Carlotta Companion Quest bloats that up a bit, but again, the segues like Yang Yang's Companion Quest, so you can't really, like, take out a Companion Quest and then say, oh, well, actually, no, it's just 2 MSQ acts. It's just 2. But then again, we had the segue. So what if we took the segue away? What if we took both away? Then what? I don't know how long that would be, but still.
Strip out all of Carlotta's quest entirely, it's only about 40 minutes longer than 2.0, and again, that's not nothing, but it's not like a massive...
So like 20 minutes longer than 2.0?
Some people in the community are describing it as either. Now, I'm not saying that 3.5 was flawless. Like, you could definitely point out to certain parts saying that this or that felt slow, and I probably wouldn't disagree with you, but the dialogue itself didn't feel bloated to me, and there's a difference between bad pacing and a slow burn, and people need to learn the difference between the two. The lore and the setup were done really well, and everything made sense. Like, nothing was unnecessary to the story, and even saying that, there were a lot of like points along the way to stop and take a break if you needed one. Like, it was 2 acts and a segue, and you didn't need to play it all at once because each act had their own beginning, middle, and climax as well. You could just drop off there and take a break. So yeah, you didn't need to play it all at once. Like, you can have other problems with the story, but I firmly and outright reject the idea that it was too long or too wordy as legitimate criticism, because it's just not. And again, even if it was, you could always just use the skip button. Actually, no, wait, I take that back, because there were some certain cutscenes which...
There were certain cutscenes where the skip button wasn't there, but I'm pretty sure that it was a bug, and they've rectified it, I think.
To skip, because they were integral to the story, so I understand why you couldn't skip them, but I'm still of the firm belief that all cutscenes should be skippable. But
I agree
like I
that
said, it was just 1 or 2 like cutscenes, but the rest of the dialogue you could skip. I know that there was a bug that didn't allow you to jump out and do your dailies if you were taking it like a piece by piece. I do think they're working on that if it's not patched already.
Maybe that's what I'm on about.
Judge
actually, yeah.
Story based on the bugs on there. So for me, that wasn't really an issue. Again, I played it from start to finish anyway because I didn't feel it was long. But I'm saying if you did feel it was long, then you could just take a break, really. That's all I'm saying. Like, 3.5 is an introductory patch. Like, it's introducing an entirely new region, like laying the groundwork for things to come in future patches. It's basically doing the same job as 1.0 or 2.0. And these introductory patches need to build up a massive amount of foundation.
I thought the skip button was for skipping the beacon activation animation. Yeah. No, you shouldn't have retracted that. That's brilliant. The Nexus one.
The big hype moments later.
Brilliant.
And that's completely different from a patch like 3.1 or 3.3, which
are these
big emotional climax patches built to hit hard right away because the groundwork is already done. Like, without 3.0 and what was laid out in 3.0, you wouldn't get the same kind of feeling in 3.1, would you? So these kinds of more slower groundwork patches are necessary.
And I said this, right? They need to take time to build everything up again. I don't understand why just now we are getting this whole sort of, oh, story too long argument. It's not too long. If you put Act 1 and 2 of Chapter 3, 3.0's stories together, it would equate around the same time. Like, brother, it's just... Brother, just because you don't like the story doesn't mean you have to start slandering it as much as possible to get as many views as possible.
But on top of that, like, comparing 3.5's pacing to 3.1...
There are valid criticisms for it, though. I'm not disregarding that, but I'm just saying that, again, as Riku said, it being too long is just not a valid criticism.
1 or 3.3 isn't really a fair comparison, in my opinion, because it should be judged against 1.0 and 2.0, but even in saying that, there absolutely were hype moments in this story as well, but its main job was the setup, but not the payoff. The part where Rover unlocks the Electro ability after receiving the power from Shin was great, and
it was
around
really
the same
good.
time, there's that incredible introduction scene for Qingxiao where she like descends from the sky and completely
her sword's coming out of the
orbit
aspect
with
ratio of the
massive
cinematic
swords. Like mums like that show
letterboxes, really
wasn't
good.
just nothing but setup with nothing else going for it. It still absolutely delivered on the hype and aura as well when it needed to.
I think 3.5 delivered more hype and aura than 3.0 did. I think it did.
The other big complaint I see is like people were saying that there's too much waifu selling screen time for Yang Yang. And again, as someone who really doesn't like it when these games overly pander and push the look at this waifu, like she's so waifu, she'll live you forever. Like that kind of thing just really isn't for me. And I do know that a lot of gacha games tend to do that. But even then, even with me being a bit averse to that, I didn't really get that vibe from this patch. Like for me, that criticism doesn't really check out either. Like objectively, Yang Yang got less solo focus in 3.5 than other characters got in previous patches. Like think Jian's patch or Jinshi's patch. Like those were like dedicated character companion quests, but even then you got Yuno's quest as well. Those followed the usual formula that I mentioned earlier of like Rover and that one character alone for basically the entire quest. And like I said, Kuro has been doing
none of us are saying it's long.
Don't
worry about it.
And 3.5 didn't do that either. It gave real time to other characters like Suisui, Jingnan, and Shin, as well as decent cameos from some of the other Huanglong characters. And throughout the story, we see multiple perspectives running through the story instead of just Rover plus Yang Yang the whole way through. I'm honestly not too sure like what's driving the feeling that there was too much Yang Yang. Like it might be a mix of two things, like what people expected the patch was going to be going in versus what it actually was, and how individual players already feel about Yang Yang as a character going into it in the first place.
True.
So like I actually think a lot of the negative reception towards Yang Yang goes back all the way to like 1.0. Like in 1.0, a lot of the lore and the explanation stuff got dumped onto her character. So she ended up being the one that was delivering all the exposition instead of just being a character that people could connect with. And from that, people were starting to call her Yap Yap as a joke or an insult. And I think that planted a seed of bias against her early on.
Possibly, yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons for the too much Yang Yang reaction that we're seeing right now too. I don't think it's anything specific to how she's actually being used in 3.5 because I genuinely think she was handled really well. Personally, the only thing that I didn't particularly enjoy was the goodbye scene at the very beginning. Like it just felt really sudden and just out of place, really. And
that's why we should have left in 3.4. We should have left in 3.4 in a proper segue, I think. So we would have actually had the time to say goodbye. I think that was what should have happened. And then we should have just gone back to, should have left in 3.4 and that was it, right? That was it. We'd be like, I don't know, picking up in Renacita, right? Where we're just having tea with Carlotta.
Oh, jolly good, sir. Jolly good tea. Oh, some pizza from Margarita.
And then all of a sudden, a letter from Yang Yang. Would that be better? I think so.
Appreciate that everyone got to say goodbye, but I really think that that part might have been better at the end of 3.4 instead of at the beginning of 3.5. But on the whole, if I'm ranking this patch in terms of all patches, like for all of Wuthering Waves, then it's probably in my top 5, but it's not in my top 3. But in terms of compared to other introductory patches, like specifically what I'm like thinking about like 1.0, 2.0, like 2.0's reveal of Riancita was better as a single moment.
Yeah.
As a full overall quest from start to finish, I think 3.5 is the best introductory patch that we've gotten so far.
Yep.
It was a patch that set everything up and had real character growth and a genuinely mature tone and a strong antagonist, planting that seed of doubt about the Sentinels, which I think is going to be a lot more important going on in the future. So, yeah, like I said at the very beginning,
I agree.
I'm coming away from this really
I
excited
agree.
for what comes next. But what about you? Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And until next time, I will see you in the next video.
Big up to Ryuku, man. Really, really well worded video. And again, I think, well, I just think he's right there. I just think he is. I think he is. And I've just realized I've been missing something the whole time. I've been missing a video. Haha. Forgot about this one. How long is this? Can we do this? Oh, 20 minutes. What's the time? Okay, it's only 2 days old. I'll do it next week. I'll do it next week. It's fine. But no, yeah. Honestly, I think that's a really well-worded video. Again, thanks to Ryuku for uploading this and putting my thoughts into words, because I agree with a lot of stuff that he said. And again, if you guys want to see what I had to say, then, you know, I made a video recently, right, about the whole story, right? You know, even my negatives as well. And I really made sure I hammered home the negatives as well. So, yeah. Credit to Ryuku again. Videos in the description. Thank you all so much for watching. See you on the next video. Guys. What an absolutely productive stream that has been. Productive because I managed to get 80k points in thingy. I'm tempted to play Apex Legends on stream, right? Just like do it, but I know nobody would watch it. Yes, the stream is coming to a close now, guys. I really need the toilet, so I'm going to go do that. You would? You'd watch it? Sorry, you'd watch anything I put out, though. That's the problem. I don't know. Maybe if I'm bored as shit, I'll just stream Apex Legends, but I don't know if a VOD will be available. I don't know. 80k, I think I got this. No, I don't think I got the sword skin. I didn't do all the objectives. So it'll be next cycle. But yes, thank you all so much for coming to the stream. Thank you all so much for the chats. Make sure to like the stream as well. Get it out there. And yeah, again, thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Sorry, for the 10 gifted subs as well. That was, well, memberships. So, yeah. See you later, chat. And catch you later. Yeah. Bye-bye, guys.